Mic check, mic check. Mic check, check, mic. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. I am all out of sorts here, guys, but that is all right. I am fitting to start this show on time. Get all my windows and everything pulled up. A lot goes into the preparation of the show, guys. A lot goes into the preparation of the show. All right, let me bring this up. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. On time. Like the video, you bums. Or you can kiss me bum. Like the fucking video. Wait, it's supposed to say fucking. Hey, appreciate that super chat there, the Service USA LLC. Appreciate you. It kind of smells like poop in here. Walter better not have pooped in my studio, dude. As men, we have to build value. Women, they just have to preserve it.
That's not alpha, bro!
Dude, what is this, 2005?
Money and looks can get you in the door, but game is what keeps you on our mind. She's not your co-pilot, she's your flight attendant.
Wait a minute. You actually thought you were the only guy she was fucking?
But she told me she loved me.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to the 805th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity. It is Monday, November 15th of 2021. Thanksgiving is a week from Thursday. Holy bleep. Thanksgiving got on us very, 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 very quickly. It's hard to believe that Thanksgiving is already this close. As always, we are streaming live to multiple platforms: Facebook, mgtow.tv, Mail, Osphere.tv, DLive, YouTube, Twitch, and of course in crystal clear, high resolution 4K to SharpStream, which is where I stream all of my premium content for free on the app, which can be downloaded for Android or iOS at sharpstream.com. So however you are watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharp Reality Live a part of your daily routine. For those of you watching for the very first time, as I have just realized that I have not activated my camera slider, my name is Donovan Sharp, and I specialize in decoding and translating female communication, both verbal and nonverbal, for the express purpose of showing men what women are really thinking and what their true intentions are. Now, I do this by breaking down videos, podcasts, dating shows, interviews in real life and in real time. This is something nobody else does. I am the best at this. I'm going to be brazen and say I'm the best at what I do. In the past 7 years, I have written over 200 articles and 10 books. I have live streamed almost 40,000 hours during that time span, and have put out tens of thousands of hours of free content on just about every platform out there. I have over a dozen video courses designed to help you on your path to dominating life, which include self-improvement, selecting and training the right woman, yes, I said training, and accurately decoding female communication, and much, much more. I have been in this community since 2014, that's nearly 8 years, and have collaborated with some of the biggest and most respected names in this space. Rollo Tomasi, Alpha Male Strategies, Kevin Samuels, Alan Roger Curry, Roosh V, Myron Gaines, Illimitable Man, Better Bachelor, Coach Everett Overton, Coach Greg Adams, Aaron Clary, and many, many more. My goal is to help men just like you become the very best versions of yourselves by teaching you the ins and outs of manhood, masculinity, self-improvement, and dealing with women from a position of strength and knowledge. Shout out to my snipers on the Sharp Stream side: Dre Raven, JB84, Hellfong, Geeky Anomaly, Damian Hanma, Malik D, Andrew Stack 23. Good to see you in here for the very first time. J Blaze 11 and Kyle 2020, and of course the lovely and talented Devin, who is going to get the brakes beat off of her tonight in heels. Dev's finally off of her period. Felt like her period lasted a year and a half. I'm going to last for about 48 seconds, but it's going to be 48 seconds of ecstasy, baby. Get ready, Dev. The 3-inch destroyer is coming to town. Shout out to my guys, my sharpshooters over on the YouTube side. Mo Mrizzle, good to see you in here. P-Dubs Duarte 6969 says Pimpalicious. Dre Raven looks like he's double dipping, says heat up the popcorn. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those shows, guys. Dr. B84 also double dipping. John G said he's getting a sandwich, turning on the voicemail, and locking the door. Love it. Love it. Robert Leaser says he's here for the comments and the commentary. Some people don't like it when I actually talk during my podcast. Dude, just let the video play, bro. Just go watch the video. Juan Chicago, Cold Rain, Jordan Hare is in the house. Smoke some with Loop. The Service USA LLC says, finally get to watch you live. Love your work. Keep up the good fight, brother, with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that very much. There we go. Dr. B84 with the $10 super chat says, you'll really see her struggle between being a boss chick and a wifey in this video. She wants both at the same time and wants men to accept it, but we're all looking at her like, nope. Very nice, JB84. TBE Trucking, $5 super chat says, what up, bro? I'm back. Good to see you in here, man. It's been a little while. It's been a little while. It has been a little while. It's been a long while. It's been a long while since I've seen TBE Trucking. Good to see you in here as always. Chris Johnson says, need to play D-Nice for episode 808. That might actually be not a good idea. Larry Signal says, not gonna cap. That interview with Renner made me think PJ Washington thought he was some special. I blame him, not her. In a way, yep. In a way. Black Lemur 2009 with the $500 super chat. Holy God. Says, I can't get the name R. Shelley out of my head whenever I see Renner. Oh boy. R. Shelley, that's funny. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. Did you just make that up? That was funny. That was funny as shit. That was funny as shit. Fantastic show in store for you guys today. You guys are in for a real treat. You guys are in for a real treat. The Kevin Samuels, Brittany Renner sit-down interview. I'm going to be breaking that down. And I'm going to open up the phone lines a little bit later. I'm going to open up the phone lines later to get your take on whether or not you believe it is too late for Brittany Renner. That's what I'm going to ask. Is it too late for Brittany Renner? I have a feeling I know what the general consensus is going to. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. Sounds like E40 has already cast his vote. So E40 agrees. But before we get into that, I'd like to go in. Pardon me. Give me 1 second. I'd like to go back and dissect another section of the article I talked about in Friday's opening monologue. For those of you who don't remember or didn't see Friday's show, this is an article that Devin sent me a few days back. It was posted on Yahoo. It was written by Amanda Chattel or Chattel. The article is entitled Subtle Signs That a Partner Could Become Physically Abusive According to Experts. Now, something I neglected to discuss on Friday was the actual title, Signs That a Partner Could Become Physically Abusive. Then it says, quote, according to experts. Now, some of the signs they pointed out here in this article were they often used guilt to exert control, right? Another one they pointed out was they isolate their partner, right? And I discussed this at length on Friday, right? They insult their partner. They exhibit Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde syndrome, and they insist on monitoring their partner's technology. These were all reasons. Now, I'm going to talk about the monitoring of the technology here in just a second, but I want to point out something very, very important to everyone. And that is that this article suggests that these subtle signs that a partner could become physically Ivisuba, spelled backwards, do the math. It says subtle signs that a partner could become physically Ivisuba, spelled backwards. I'm obviously using another word for obvious reasons. What this article is suggesting to women, gentlemen, is that any man who exhibits any of these traits could become physically Ivisuba. Now, on its face, I suppose that could be true. But the title of the article tricks women into thinking that these behaviors will likely lead to physical Isuba. Because at the end of the title, it says, quote, according to experts. You see, that according to experts part right there at the end, that indirectly magnifies the word could. If an expert says something could happen, well, anyone reading this would automatically think that this is likely to happen because experts are supposedly involved. And let me know if the background music is too loud, guys. I think I fixed it on Friday. Just let me know if it's too loud. I can lower just a little bit. Now, is it possible that a man who insults his girlfriend could also become physically Ivisuba? Sure. Of course, anything's possible. But what this article is disingenuously doing, it is, how can I put this? It is subconsciously, okay? It is disconnecting, basically. It is connecting name calling directly to physical Isuba, as if to suggest that any man who insults his woman will inevitably escalate to physical Isuba, and that is directly tied to the insults. Same with all of these other nebulous behaviors. The Jekyll and Hyde routine, using guilt to, quote, exert control, as well as a man setting boundaries in terms of him not tolerating his woman hanging around people who are a bad influence on her, and their relationship that they characterized as, quote, isolating their partner. And again, you guys all remember I talked about that at length on Friday's opening monologue. I think that was my very first sort of unofficial monologue. And you guys really seemed to like the opening monologue. You guys really seemed to like it. Anyway, better than 99.9% of men have never and will never put their hands on their wife or girlfriend. But a lot of men engage in behaviors in this article. What Amanda Chattel is doing here is she is mischaracterizing a man's natural instinct to protect his relationship as a sign or precursors to physical Isuba spelled backwards. You guys see how messed up that is? Physical Isuba spelled backwards. That's what they would have us believe that this is. This is exactly why articles like these have insidious intentions, gentlemen. These posts convince women that a man who actually gives a shit about her and attempts to put boundaries in place to protect their relationship is a raging Risuba, spelled backwards, whose violent tendencies are boiling just beneath the surface, just waiting to burst forth if she so much as utters a single word that displeases him. It's no wonder the bimbos, who are on Fresh and Fit, lose their minds when Myron tells them hard and fast truths unapologetically. OMG, any man who talks like this is sure to be a domestic abuser, spelled backwards. I just wanted to point out that articles and videos and blog posts just like these are designed to scare men out of being men for fear of being accused of Isuba spelled backwards. But I digress. Let's jump down to the part where they talk about monitoring your partner's, quote unquote, your partner's technology. Let's jump in here really quickly. I just want to make sure. There we go. Because this is something that you guys know I am a staunch proponent of. Pardon me. Yep, there's the Jekyll and Hyde. There it is. There it is. At its core, the article starts, Isuba spelled backwards is about control. So in a world where everyone has a phone and most people are on some form of social media, This need for control can lead potentially Evisuba spelled backwards partner to insist on keeping tabs on your online interactions and your technological devices. What is most common these days that I have seen with my clients that are in Evisuba relationships is the use of technology as a means of control, says Aguirre. Resubers will often try to restrict their partner's use of social media, guilt them for being friends with certain people online, or for the content of their posts. They will ask to check their partner's phone, read their texts, and check their call logs. What's most difficult about this type of Esuba is that the Resuba will typically justify this type of control by saying it's part of building trust and being honest with one another. Are you kidding me with this? It doesn't matter, she continues, how open and honest a relationship. Partners are entitled to something that is all their own, and their phone is just one example of that. Okay, let's take this from the top. The first sentence, at its core, Esuba is about control. Now, I'm not a Resuba spelled backwards, so I couldn't tell you whether or not Esuba is about control. But I will say this. Men who are worth a damn are not interested in controlling women, guys. High-value men have no desire to physically control a woman. One of the coolest things about being in a relationship as a man in demand is that you know your woman is your girlfriend because she wants to be, not because she has to be. I'm not interested in controlling my girlfriend, guys. I'm not. Why? Because I want her to do things for me because she wants to, not because she has to. A woman who does things for a man because she has to, she thinks of it as a chore. Nobody likes chores, guys, right? Devin loves being my personal porn star / stripper between the sheets. She loves dressing up in these skimpy little outfits. She loves strutting around in heels, and she loves draining my balls. She loves watching me drool as she comes downstairs. The reason she loves doing these things is because she knows it makes me happy. She doesn't have to do any of that stuff. If she felt like she did, she wouldn't smoke my sausage with the same ferocity. Nobody wants a half-hearted Bobby Joe, guys. No man wants starfish sex. Pardon me. No man wants starfish sex from his woman. Okay? That's just not how it works. A man who attempts to control his woman is a man who does not get her best. Okay? Women do not want controlling men, guys. They want men who are in control. And by in control, I'm talking about controlling his surroundings, controlling his environment, controlling his emotions, controlling his universe. A man who controls his universe will always have women lined up to be a part of his world. Gladys Knight said it best in a midnight train to Georgia. She said, quote, "I'd rather live in his world than live without him in mind." Okay? The kind of man that Gladys Knight is talking about is a man who is not controlling. She's talking about a man she is wholeheartedly willing to submit and surrender to because he makes her feel safe and desired. Two of the most important things women need from a high-value man in any relationship of consequence. Low-value men attempt to control women. Low-value men give women ultimatums. Giving a woman an ultimatum is a sign of weakness. Men of worth give women choices. Lesser men give women ultimatums. So when the author says that abuse is about control, she is talking about men who have a few options. Men who have this scarcity mindset. Now, where Miss Shadow goes completely off the rails is when she says, quote, "This need for control can lead to a potentially evisible partner to insist on keeping tabs on your online interactions and technological devices." Gentlemen, let me be clear when I make this statement so there is no mistake in here. No less than 1,849% of infidelity is started, facilitated, and hidden on the almighty smartphone. Gentlemen, I'm telling you, man, listen, the advent of the smartphone has brought forth many technological advances that have changed the world in many ways. Most of those changes are actually good changes. But one of the most damaging things the smartphone has done to mankind is the ease with which infidelity can be cultivated. Never mind the fact that most social media apps are glorified dating apps, right? Like let's not pretend that we all don't know that Facebook and Instagram have evolved into a virtual meat market otherwise known as dating options. Never mind any of that. No. There are now apps that actually encourage and facilitate and hide cheating. As in, these apps were created to keep one's extramarital affairs away from their unwitting boyfriends or husbands. Guys, everyone knows that a smartphone is where all the bodies are buried. Pun definitely intended. There is not one single human, there's not one single human woman in the Western Hemisphere who does not use her smartphone to cheat. There is not one woman out here who cheats but doesn't use her smartphone to facilitate and get away with it. I don't need studies or statistics to verify what I'm saying. This is universal knowledge and universally agreed upon by literally every Homo sapien in the West. So it stands to reason that a man would reserve the right to look at his woman's phone anytime he wants to. Now again, this is the same thing. This is something that you as a man has to make clear before you commit to a woman. I discussed that at length a couple of weeks back. You guys can go and find that video. But if you don't make it clear to your woman that her phone is community property as a condition to your continued commitment, you can't ask her to see her phone, then get mad when she tells you no. This is something you should have nailed down before you committed to her. Then Amanda Shadow mentions, quote, abusers will often try to restrict their partner's use of social media, guilt them for being friends with certain people, or for the content of their posts. This is like a tenant who signed a 1-year lease being shamed for objecting to the landlord putting a for rent sign in the yard before the lease is up. Right? Like, think about it. How silly would it be for someone to say, OMG, you're such a terrible tenant? Why are you trying to guilt your landlord out of putting a for rent sign in the yard of the house that you're leasing? What sense does that make? Makes about as much sense as a man making it clear to his woman that he will not commit to her if she wants to continue to advertise herself. And let's be clear. Social media for women is quite literally about advertising themselves to the highest bidder. That's it. Now, I'm sure that there are going to be women all in my comments talking about, well, what if it's for business? Bitch, please. Basic bitches don't make money on social media. Hell, bad bitches don't even make money on social media. So really, unless you're a female celebrity who made your bones on getting boned by professional athletes and rappers and posting booty pics and managed to parlay that into a cash cow, then there's no need for you to be on social media if you're in a relationship. And even then, as Mr. Samuels will mention to Miss Renner here, that doesn't mean you're ready for a relationship. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that any woman who objects to deleting all of her social media in order to be in a relationship with you isn't necessarily a terrible human being. If she's not willing to take herself off the meat market and stop advertising herself to other men, this simply means that she doesn't like you enough to justify doing this. And guess what, fellas? That's okay. That's not her fault. If a woman doesn't like you enough to actually take herself off the market, which means deleting all of her social media, and again, let's be clear, social media apps are glorified dating sites without having to pay, then you can't shame a woman. You can't shame a woman for not liking you as much as you thought she did. Guys, charge it to the game. Move on with your life. But by the same token, and ladies, you need to listen up here. You cannot expect a man of value to take you seriously as a girlfriend if you are not willing to stop advertising yourself on social media. It's really as simple as that. Okay, listen, we all know that social media apps are literally just digital classifieds for hookups. It is what it is. But let's not kid ourselves. Let's not pretend that that's not what Instagram and Snapchat and WhatsApp and all the rest of them are. Ladies, do not insult the intelligence of a man you're interested in by trying to convince him that you're an influencer and that you simply cannot live without your Instagram. Because you'll both know you're full of shit. Now, he's not going to tell you this to your face. He'll just keep banging you until you figure out he's never going to fully commit to you. And listen, men of value never have to tell women why they won't commit to them, because these women know that women like you, these men know that women like you know deep down why he continues to smash but won't commit. And that is because you have shown an unwillingness to actually take yourself off the market by deleting all social media. Understand this, gentlemen, just because a woman says she's off the market doesn't mean she is. A woman who is truly off the market is a woman who cannot be found on social media. Period. Well, what about my family and friends? If they're important enough to you, you'll already have their phone number. Then, of course, Amanda Shettle talks about being guilted for being friends with certain people online, as if to imply that no one in the history of social media has ever started an affair, a friends with benefits arrangement, or a relationship on social media. Amanda would have us believe that women keep in contact with their exes on social media for innocent reasons like, well, I just needed closure, or I value his friendship. Amanda knows damn well that men step out with random women and women cheat with familiar men. And when she says certain people online, she is talking about ex-boyfriends, ex-flings, ex-whoever had his dick in me at some point in time. No man is ever okay with a woman maintaining contact with any man who has slept with her. That's not being insecure. That's exercising common fucking sense. You see, women lose their minds when they see a man's ex-girlfriend or ex-fuck buddy is following him or his friend on Facebook. They go absolutely mental when one of them comments on or, God forbid, likes his picture or post. But when we have a problem with it, we're controlling abusers? Make that make sense. Oh, that's right. It doesn't. Now, the last sentence in this paragraph is a microcosm of the outright lack of respect for male intelligence that women lack for men in this country. It doesn't matter how open and honest a relationship. Partners are entitled to something that is all their own, and their phone is just one example of that. Gentlemen, if this statement right here doesn't show you how little respect women have for men in this part of the world, nothing will. The fact that this woman says that partners are entitled to something that is all their own and that the device that facilitates and encourages bad behaviors, characteristics, and habits is just one example of that shows us once again that today's women want all of the benefits of something without any of the costs. Good relationships come at a cost. Now, it's also worth pointing out that the costs are very different for men and women. We already know what our costs are. I've discussed it ad nauseum over the years. But guess what, men? We are actually willing to pay the price. We're willing to keep our value up. We're willing to stay in shape. We're willing to make all of the difficult decisions. We're willing to take responsibility for the relationship. We're willing to make our women feel safe and desired if she deserves that. We're willing to pay the price. Women? Nope, not interested. Women would rather have all the benefits of a committed relationship without having to pay the relationship price. They want the alpha without the alpha challenges. You know, like other women wanting him, throwing themselves at him, things like that. Women are unwilling to relinquish all autonomy, which means being completely transparent. Understand this, ladies, and I'm talking to you here. If you want a relationship with a man who's worth a damn, your privacy goes right out the window. It is either privacy or transparency. You cannot have both. You can't have conditional transparency either. Well, I'll show you my phone, but it has to be when I want to show it to you. Nope. Sorry, not going to work. Thanks for playing. Outside of medical information, which, to be honest with you, should be divulged to your man anyway for obvious reasons, there is nothing you should want to keep private on your smartphone. If you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to worry about. OMG, you're so jaded. Nope, I'm experienced. And I, like everyone else, knows and understands very clearly that the smartphone is the key to every woman's infidelity, wives and girlfriends alike. And if the one thing a woman claims to want to herself is her smartphone, she's not ready to be in a relationship. If you are a man and you actually believe the bullshit this woman is spewing in this article, then you deserve to get played. When a woman commits to a man and demands, she automatically knows that privacy, that is a luxury she is forfeiting. And as a man, you give her a choice. It is either privacy or a committed relationship with me, but never both. And again, I want to make clear, you should never, ever, ever tell a woman what she can or cannot do. If she doesn't want to show you her phone, cool. No problem. If she wants to go out with her girls on, to the bar on Friday nights, awesome. Awesome. If she wants to fly to Cancun with her girls for the weekend, tell her to knock herself out. Tell her to knock herself out. Women are entitled to do whatever it is they want to do. But what they are not committed to is a man's commitment. And a man can put whatever conditions and boundaries on his commitment he damn well pleases. And if any woman has a problem with this, then she can kick fucking rocks and keep committing to the guys who, quote, respect your privacy and trust you at the club. Let me know how that works out for you. And to the men who are watching, never, and I mean never, ever, ever compromise your beliefs. Never compromise your standards. Never compromise your boundaries. Ever. If a woman wants to be with you bad enough, she will happily and willingly adhere to your program and eventually come to love and respect you for it. She may not like it at first. But as a man, it is very important to understand that if something you do or say upsets a woman, then you're probably doing or saying the right thing. And that's the memo. That's supposed to fade out. I'll get all that squared away. Jay Blaze says, "But Donovan, that's where I promote my OnlyFans." Yeah, I'm sure it is. All right, gentlemen, listen. Let's not waste any time. Let us go to the main event. Let's go to the main event. So, a few days ago, Kevin Samuels sat down with the embattled baby mama, Brittany Renner. And to say that this was an interesting interview is certainly an understatement. But I'll tell you what. I will tell you this. What a lot of men are going to have to realize is that this is who and what women really are. Brittany Renner is the embodiment of the modern woman. And who better to sit down and talk to her about it than the Godfather himself, Kevin effin' Samuels. Kevin Fitzgerald. I don't know, his middle name is Fitzgerald. Kevin motherfucking Samuels. Let me make sure my sound is good here.
Let's see. That I am a gold-digging,
oh boy,
manipulative, evil, whorebag slut who has no real talent, who has sucked and fucked her way to the top, and is a overhyped, below average looking girl with clout.
Okay, I'm going to rewind this, and I'm going to play that all again. I don't know what Kevin asked her, but I'm assuming, because it started right there. I'm assuming Kevin asked her, okay, what is the public perception of you? So let's go ahead and start that again.
Let's see. That I am a gold digging.
A gold digging. Okay. Now, we are taught at a very young age, we men, we're taught to give women the benefit of the doubt. We're taught to give people the benefit of the doubt. What are the many mistakes that people make? Well, I'll trust anyone until they give me reason not to. Wrong answer. Trust is earned, never given. So Brittany here says that she is, I guess, called a gold digger. Well, let's go back to the web here, and let's take a look. Let's take a look at Brittany Renner's dating history. Let's take a look at her history. Number one, okay, so she's dated Casey Terrio. I have no idea who that is. Colin Kaepernick. See? Athletes, rappers, entertainers, Trey Songz. Let's see, who else has she dated? She's dated Chris Brown. She's dated Tyga. She's dated Ben Simmons, I remember that. She's dated Caesar Chikuma. I don't know who that is. Guess I'll have to turn in my black card after this. Lil Uzi Vert, rapper, entertainer, Drake, James Harden, Jamal Murray, I remember that. And of course, PJ Washington. One thing that I notice about all of these guys, one thing that you notice about PJ Washington, one thing that's different about him than all these other guys is that he's the youngest on this list. PJ Washington was born in 98. Jamal Murray was born in 97, so he's slightly older. James Harden born in 89, so he knows the game. Drake born in 86, he knows the game. Lil Uzi Vert, I assume he knows the game. I don't know how old he is. Ben Simmons, 96, he knows the game, right? Tyga, not born in 89, he knows the game. Chris Brown, he knows the game. Trey Songz, born in 84. Colin Kaepernick, 87. Casey Terrio. PJ Washington is the youngest. He's the youngest on this list. It's not an accident. The fact that Brittany Renner was able to pull this off has a lot to do with PJ Washington's age. He's a young guy. He didn't really know the game. He didn't have anyone to show him what was up and what was down. My opinion is that Brittany Renner knew what she was doing. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But when she says people think I'm a gold digger, I mean, PJ Washington, Jamal Murray, Drake, Ben Simmons, Tyga, Colin I mean, if you're dating athletes, professional athletes and rappers, listen, is Brittany Renner a gold digger? I don't know. I don't know her personally. But her dating history would lead a reasonable person would assume that she is a quote-unquote gold digger just by her dating history. Now, I want to make something clear. There is absolutely nothing wrong with a woman being a gold digger. I will never, ever, ever shame a woman for dating a man because of his money. I have no problem with that. I have no problem. Well, if he didn't have money, you wouldn't date him. Nope, she wouldn't. And if whatever girl I'm fucking at the time isn't hot, I wouldn't be fucking her either. That's just how it is. Okay, men, we value youth and beauty. Women value status and resources. That's just how it goes. Shaming a woman, shaming a woman by calling her a gold digger, okay, that's the same as women shaming us for liking young, attractive women. Listen, we as men, we don't like when women shame us for going after young and attractive women. So by the same token, fellas, hey, quit bitching and moaning about bitches that are gold diggers. Listen, man, Brittany Renner played the game. She won, dude. She signed an 18-year, $43.2 million contract in the form of a kid from an unwitting NBA talent, the 12th overall pick a couple of years ago in the draft. Hey, man, listen, okay, you can call her grimy, whatever. Guess what? You can't knock the hustle. PJ Washington was 18 years old. He was 18 years of age when he started dating Renner. I mean, he's legal. So again, listen, I'm not going to hate on Brittany for that. Not going to do it. Let's continue.
Manipulative.
Manipulative. So, Brittany Renner started dating PJ Washington while he was at Kentucky. And if I'm not mistaken, PJ Washington was only there for 1 year. Now, would Brittany Renner have dated PJ Smith, captain of the science club, or would she have dated anyone who is not a D1 scholarship athlete?
Nope.
Of course not. And and listen, is Brittany Renner manipulative? I don't know. I don't know her personally. But based on what she has done, based on what she did, she had the child of PJ Washington and divorced him literally 2 weeks later. A reasonable outsider looking on would say, you know what she did, though legal, was manipulative. So you can't have a problem with people calling you manipulative when you are engaging in manipulative practices. That's just not how it goes.
Evil whorebag slut who has no real...
Whorebag slut. Okay. Look, listen, let's go back to your actions. Guys. Look. Again, PJ Washington, Jamal Murray, just athletes and rappers. Whorebag slut. Is Brittany Renner a whorebag slut? I don't know. I don't know her personally. But her dating history would lead me... one would assume, just based on what they're seeing, one could make that assumption. You think Colin Kaepernick and Trey Songz, you think these are the only guys she smashed on the way to the top? You think these are the only dudes she ever smashed? Right? Athletes and entertainers? Again, you can, listen, she can complain about the names people are calling her, but if the shoe fits, you gotta wear it. If the shoe fits, you gotta wear it. Oops, sorry about that. Let's continue.
Real talent who has sucked and fucked her way to the top and is a overhyped, below average looking girl with clout.
Okay. This is one thing that men do that I can't fucking stand. When they don't like somebody, they don't have the maturity to compartmentalize their sexual attraction from their actual feelings. Right? Now, does Brittany Renner, she's 29 years old. She's not nearly as hot as she used to be. She's still attractive, but back in the day, she was a goddamn smoke show. She's a goddamn smoke show. Now, I'm not a tattoo guy. She's got a spider tattoo on her neck. That's definitely a no-no. But let's not pretend that we wouldn't all smash Brittany right now. Like, guys, let's not be disingenuous here.
Who is only relevant because of her ass.
That's actually false. You're relevant because of your ass and your baby daddy.
Well, damn.
In this moment.
All right, well, now see, I think one of the things that makes me a little bit unique is I don't come from what I consider to be the industry.
Okay.
Athletics, entertainment, music. I was on that side all my life. Mm-hmm. So the world you live in, the world you exist in is pretty much foreign to most of the people who have something to say about it.
I like the way Kevin handled her in this interview. Okay. I like the way he handled her. He didn't go on here. Dude, it would not have been good TV for him to go to him face to face. The only time you're going to really cook someone face to face is if that's what you went there for. No, Kevin's not stupid. Kevin's not stupid. Kevin's got all the eyeballs now, man. Dude, listen, honestly, Kevin Samuels right now, he's an A-list celebrity. Now, maybe I'm a little bit biased because he's a good friend of mine, but dude, like, I don't know anybody else. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Kevin Samuels is being talked about by more people than most people, other than maybe like LeBron. But this is why, because he I guess, I don't want to say reciprocates energy, because girls say, I reciprocate energy as an excuse to act like a bitch. But listen, man, Kevin Samuels handled this interview brilliantly. He put her feet to the fire, and he asked her the hard questions and made the hard statements.
Right.
What do you think people get that point of view? I mean, because
See that? He asked her, where do you think they get that? Where do you think they get that? They both know the answer to that.
I mean, you said the first thing is that you are a manipulative gold digger.
Yes.
All right, whose gold have you dug?
That's a great question.
That's a great question means that she has. Now again, I can't assume that Brittany is a quote unquote gold digger. But looking at her dating history, you could make a fairly compelling case. She dated a bunch of high status profile celebrities and athletes, rappers and this and that and the other. None of them were stupid enough to put a baby in her. Until, of course, she met 18-year-old PJ Washington.
I'm not gonna lie, if I'm a gold digger, I'm a really bad one because
No, sweetheart. If you're a oh boy, see, here she goes now. If I'm a gold digger, I'm a really bad one. No, sweetheart. You won. You won. Listen, you secured the bag. You secured the bag. You secured the bag. As soon as she pissed that plus sign, that was all she wrote. She got all the coin. Again, she signed an 18-year, $43.2 million contract in the form of a child with PJ Washington. And you want to know something? When PJ Washington gets his second contract, that child support is going to go up by more than $200,000. Right now it's $200,000 a month. It will go up. It will definitely go up as PJ Washington gets better.
I feel like the reality is that I have this list of guys, high value, highly sought after men.
It's funny how she's putting highly sought after men in quotes as though they're not highly sought after. You don't think girls are throwing pussy at Jamal Murray? You don't think they're throwing pussy at Drake, James Harden, Ben Simmons, Colin Kaepernick, Trey Songz? No, sweetheart. No. And again, high value men, people, there's so many definitions to it, right? There's so many definitions of it. But guess what, Brittany? Those men's value were high enough to where you got up under all of them. Like, that's what this is. So don't see what Brittany is trying to have it both ways. And I'm not trying to trash this woman. I'm not trying to call her character into question. It is what it is. I mean, listen, she did what she did. Listen, man, she used her youth and guile to hoodwink a stupid young man, right? Older men, they hoodwink stupid young women to give them sex without commitment all the time. It's tit for tat. That's how it goes. Now, women do it more to men because women are up on game sooner than men, but that's how it works. That's how it works. Nobody complains. Well, fewer people complain when a woman traps a dude with a baby. But let a 50-year-old trick a 19, 20-year-old into giving him ass on a yacht and then kicks her off the yacht. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Women do this in some way, shape, or form all the time. They do this all the time. That's how this goes.
And there was no financial.
I said all that to say this. She said high value sought after. You can't fuck these niggas and then say these niggas weren't shit because they didn't choose you. No, these women seek these men out. You're not special. No woman is special. Brittany Renner thought she was special. She thought she was different. These rappers and athletes knew that she was your typical Instagram rapper pro athlete thought and treated her as such. Just because you're mad that they knew the game, like, you can't be mad that they knew the game, right? That's why PJ Washington's back, because he didn't know the game. He was 18 years old. How could he? But you can't now retroactively say, oh, high value. Listen, if they're bum-ass niggas, bitch, you made the choice to fuck these bum-ass niggas. That is not a reflection on them. That is a reflection on you.
Gain. So I think if I was a smart sugar baby or gold digger, that there would be at least something physical in front of me, a car, a condo, bags, shoes, something, money.
So $200,000 a month is not securing the bag? Like, and again, is she being disingenuous? Does she not know that we know she's getting $200,000, at least $200,000 a month for child support from PJ Washington for the next 18 years? Does she not know that we know that? She's acting like we don't know. She's acting like she got the raw, she got a raw deal. Nope. Well, she got the raw deal. All right. But she's acting like we don't know that she's getting the child support. Brittany, we know. You're getting $2.4 million a year, at least for the next 18 years. How is that not securing the bag?
In my account, that never happened. And maybe that's just where I'm foolish.
I mean, the first.
That never happened? Listen, somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Is there something I'm missing? Is PJ Washington not paying child support? Because if he's not, then I can see where she's coming from. But she secured the bag, and she's acting like she didn't get anything out of it.
The first time I heard about you was the book.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, oh, this.
The book is the tell-all. So she wrote a tell-all book of all the rappers and athletes she banged and spilled all the tea on them. She did literally what Mia Khalifa did in a more, I guess, classy way. And she did this to get back at them for them not being stupid enough to knock her up.
Because people had said, hey, because and this whole ethos or this whole thing is like, first it was Karen Stephens. Mm-hmm. And it's tell-all.
AKA Superhead. Who remembers Superhead? I once know the girl they call it Superhead. She couldn't pay the rent, so she gave the Superhead. Y'all know nothing about that Superhead, do you?
Book.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, well, Karen Stephens like
Superhead.
story, and I'm like, okay, well, like to most consumers, I'm like, okay, whatever. She wrote a book, and from what I understand, the book you told stories. You use different names, but all these
Spilled the tea.
musicians and entertainers. And,
Allegedly.
Well,
You see? Do you see how? See, Brittany is coming off as someone who's very bitter and sullen about the fact that she got pumped and dumped. I say this all the time, guys. Law number 26 of the 49 Laws of Sharp. You can get that to donovansharp.com/49laws. Women cannot stand it when they do not have a decided advantage on the sexual marketplace. A woman will play every man she's with. She'll cheat on him. She'll do him dirty. But the minute a man gets over on her, it's men ain't shit. So now she wants to call into question athletes and entertainers. Allegedly, sweetheart, Trey Songz and Colin Kaepernick, they all still got money. Chris Brown is still doing tours. Tyga is still fucking bitches. Ben Simmons, hopefully he won't be with the Sixers. He's still getting paid. Drake, James Harden. There's nothing allegedly about that. Jamal Murray is in the NBA. James Harden is in the NBA. Okay? Drake wishes he were in the NBA, but he probably wouldn't make as much. She keeps trying to throw shade on these dudes for having the foresight to discard her. Like, allegedly? Come on. Like, are we still throwing shade at these niggas?
they're not accountants, engineers. They're not IT coders. They're not people who have 8-5s.
Mm-hmm.
See how Kevin just called her out on that? Right?
Are they?
Well, I guess that's the $1 million question, isn't it?
No, that's not the $1 million question. You see, Kevin.
Well, I don't know.
Look, watch Kevin. Watch.
Engineers, they're not IT
Watch.
coders. They're not people who have 8-5s. Mm-hmm. Or are they?
Well, I guess that's the $1 million question, isn't it?
Kevin's like, bitch, please. Like, come on.
Really, nigga?
Come on. Like, honestly, if Renner should just keep it real, man. She'd just keep it real. Come on. Ballhawk 7 with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that.
Okay, well, I don't know. So, gold digging. Has any one of these men said you gold digging?
No. There's no supporting evidence. I think it's just public speculation. I like to call them fan theories. Very interesting.
So there's no evidence to support that she's a gold digger. And again, let's be clear. Being a gold digger is not a bad thing. It certainly comes with its risks, and it certainly gives you that reputation, but there's nothing wrong with being a gold digger. I'm not going to shame Leonardo DiCaprio for getting a 22-year-old girlfriend, then trading up when she turns 24 for another 22-year-old girl. I'm not going to do that anymore. Then I'm going to shame Brittany Renner for trying to run the same gambit on niggas that know the game and ran up on a dude who didn't know the game. It is what it is. It is what it is.
I mean, to be honest with you, my biggest thing is I'm from Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, do you know where that is?
No.
Okay, exactly my point.
No, but it's Mississippi.
Do you know where that is? Okay, that is shots fired number 1. It's clear throughout this interview that Brittany shoots her shot at Kevin almost constantly. That's 1.
Goddamn.
I moved from Grand
Even
Rapids.
Oklahoma looked down on Mississippi.
All right, so
Yeah, Mississippi, not that Brittany embodies any of this, but Mississippi consistently ranks 50th in the nation on every quantifiable economic statistic.
Gangsta up in this.
I think for me is just I built my following from the ground up, and as you grow,
You built your following with your ass. It's okay. It's okay.
Why'd your following on Instagram?
Jay Blaze says Superhead was more honest than her TikTok. Listen, Superhead kept it real. Superhead kept it real. Like, she's like, I mean, she's Superhead and she's a hoe, but she kept it real. She kept it real. Like, this woman essentially wrote a book, How to Be a Gold Digger, but now she's like, oh, I'm not a gold digger.
yes, because I started my Instagram account the summer of 2012.
Why?
Because at the time I was doing fitness, and I actually deleted my social media for
Ballock7 says she doesn't have him on child support. That story was false. Yeah, somebody check on that for me. I thought she had him on child support. Lily Zero says Pepperidge remembers Superhead, and it's not Superhead, it's Superhead. Superhead.
Yep.
Was there some kind of soccer video?
I used to play soccer. I used to have a real talent.
Okay.
Oh boy, she used to play soccer. Oh man. 16 ways to immediately disqualify for a long-term relationship. 16 ways. 16 ways to immediately disqualify her for a long-term relationship. That is a free ebook of mine. You can get it at donovansharp.com/newsletter. If she was a college athlete, especially soccer girl. Dude, soccer girls get absolutely ran through. They do. They do. So this explains her proclivities.
So what was the first video that kind of launched you? Was
The ass video.
back in 2012? You did fitness, because I remember hearing something about.
Say it, Kevin. She showed
some
the ass.
soccer video that you did. Did it get a lot of views?
Yes, I mean, I would always, shoot,
Come
juggle,
on.
shoot the ball,
Come
but it'd
on.
be in like short shorts, ass out.
See?
And then-
You see? And again, there's nothing. Look, man. The Lord bless this woman with good genes. The Lord bless this woman with good genes. I'm not going to shame any woman for shaking what your mama gave you. Right? I'm not. Dude, listen, man. Listen, there's nothing wrong with a woman making money on the way she looks. Now, that comes at a cost. But don't deny it. Like, look how embarrassed she is. Well, short shorts, ass out, blah, 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 blah. Don't be embarrassed about it now, baby girl. It's out there. It is what it is.
Okay.
I sometimes would twerk in there.
All right.
So people loved it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys didn't like it, well, I couldn't submit.
So it was your point to get
Dr. B84 says it was that ass. Incorrect. It was that ass.
started to be in fitness, or was it to be an IG model / influencer?
I would
Here
say
we
at the
go.
time it was
Here we
fitness.
go.
And then I was in a situation because the guy I was dating at the time, I was living in his parents' basement. And I remember setting my iPad up, taking pictures, showing my body, what would be considered kind of like IG model pictures now where you show your body, whatever. And I just
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why why is she embarrassed by this, guys? Why is she embarrassed by you know what, honestly, this sounds like she's trying to do the Mia Khalifa thing, right? She's trying to do the Mia Khalifa thing, right? She sport fucked her way through athletes and celebrities, managed to find a young man who was dumb enough to impregnate her. She divorced him 2 weeks after she shits out the kid, wrote a book basically telling people how to be a gold digger, but here she is with Kevin Samuels. Well, that's not really why I have a name for myself. Sweetheart, you got to lean into this stuff. The only reason why we know who Mia Khalifa is because she got butt fucked on camera for money. That's it. And she continues to use the name Mia Khalifa. Why? Because she knows that gives her a measure of clout. Now, Mia Khalifa's trying to separate herself from what she used to do on camera, because on the other side of that, she is starting to realize that, well, it doesn't really do too well for her dating prospects. She was married for about a half an hour, and the guy said, yeah, I'm out.
Nope.
I'm out. She fucked too many niggas. Not comfortable with that. I don't know that that's what he said, but doesn't matter. I would never date. Dude, I would never have sex with a porn star. Ever. Ugh, that would be disgusting. Jesus Christ. You're not fucking a woman, you're fucking a goddamn petri dish. But the point is that Brittany here is not leaning into what she is, at least not yet. Okay? Listen, sweetie, booty pics and fucking athletes and rappers, that's why you are where you are. And that's okay. I don't know why. I don't know. I think the reason why she's acting ashamed of it and trying to separate herself from it is because she knows now that it is hindering her dating. See, women only try to disclaim their pasts when they know it's going to hinder their future dating. And this is all the way. This is not even just celebrities. This is normal girls too. This is why when you ask the average girl, how many guys have you slept with? She tells you only 7. because she knows if she tells you that she slept with 777, she's out. She's out. She knows it's game over.
I remember saying like, people are gonna know my name, like people are gonna know who I am. And probably a year after that, probably a year and a half, I did a video with World Star Candy. I don't know if you remember. You probably, yeah, because you're so not in that world. But,
No, I mean, I've been on World Star, and I'm like, how strange is that? Me on World Star, and I'm like on one of the.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So that's kind of.
Dev says because she's trying to be classy around Kevin. Yeah, she's trying to be classy around Kevin, man.
So
how
you went for World Star.
That was my goal. So when they
ended
asked,
up on World Star.
yeah,
Yeah, right. Exactly. Looks like I just got a tweet here. Let's see here. So looks like so this should answer the question. It says TMZ points out that rumors have circulated that Washington is expected to pay around $200,000 a month in child support. It says in a very simple tweet, Washington appeared to address the situation, stop the cap. So I guess he's not paying child support. I don't know. We'll figure that out.
yeah. So when I first started out, like I gained probably almost 100,000 plus followers from that video, and then
She said, people are going to know my name. They're going to know who I am. At that point, she decided to be an Instagram thought. That's what that was.
probably 2 months after that, I got my first booking. So I used to be a special needs caregiver for adults. So that was my full-time job before I stopped to be a entrepreneur, Instagram model, whatever you'd like to call it.
An IG thought. Look, man, check this out. I'm not trying to insult this woman. I'm not trying to call her names, right? But even she knows she's not really an entrepreneur. Even she knows that. Again, she's living the life of an IG thought. Now, hopefully, she's still young enough and pretty enough to do, maybe skin products, beauty, whatever the case may be, right? But this whole entrepreneur thing, that right there knows that she knows she's not really an entrepreneur. Not really an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, the word entrepreneur has been kind of watered down and bastardized now, right? And we can blame the hood on this. We got ain't shit hood niggas talking about I'm an entrepreneur. That means he ain't got no job. Nigga, he ain't got no job. That's what that is. Any woman who says she's an entrepreneur, she's an Instagram thought, or she does lashes and hair, or she has OnlyFans. How many of those, dude, how many of these bitches on Fresh and Fit? Oh, I model and I have my own business. Dude, you can't spell business. So you run a business, you signed an I-9, you send out W-2s to your employees. No, then you're not a fucking business owner. It's just like that irreverent 26-year-old chick who had the brain of a 16-year-old talking about, I run my own business, but I live with my mommy and daddy in the basement. Fuck out of here.
What would you?
No, you're right. And Ice Dragon Kid is right. Some Ice Dragon, LMAO, it doesn't mean anything anymore. No, the word entrepreneur has been diluted.
Social media influencer.
See, there you go.
So,
listen.
this is something you went
Oops.
for. You went because fitness.
See?
And for those who don't know,
Do you see how Kevin immediately put her accountable? This is something you went for. This is her choice. So now she's a social media influencer, and that's really kind of what she is, but that doesn't really count, right? Not many people have your job. Or I'm sorry, everybody seems to have your job. There are girls out here with 1,400 Instagram followers. I'm an influencer. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Oh, shout out to Rollo Tomasi's in the house. Says Brittany has a clinical personality disorder. And you want to know something? Rollo has a degree in psychology. He has a degree in psychology, so he would know. Appreciate Rollo Tomasi stopping by therationalmail.com. Oh, shit. He's got a... Oh, okay. Follow that link.
in social media, outside fitness is one of the most competitive, saturated verticals online. It is damn near impossible. In men's,
Unless you got that ass. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Unless you got that ass, it don't really mean nothing, right? Not really. Not really.
style, the largest guy is named Aaron Moreno, Alpha M.
Ah,
he
yes.
started out as a gym rat. He started out on the gym. He
Now that I didn't know.
branched over into men's fashion because it's just so hard to break through. I know that because outside of fitness, then you get into beauty and then fashion. These are hard things to break into.
That's right.
So typically, it's not uncommon for people to start it and then recognize that you're not going to get any bandwidth. I mean, believe it or not, I'm an image consultant and a fragrance reviewer.
Yep.
And I trudged along for 5 years and nobody knew about me until I decided to start talking about what my clients talk about.
And I used to have him on the program regularly. This is why I've known Kevin, Jesus, I've known him, man, almost 4 years now. Yeah, I'll never forget episode 141. That's when Kevin Samuels made his first appearance on TSR Live. The dude blew me away with his knowledge. But like Kevin said, it is really, really hard to make a name for yourself in what appear to be saturated markets. So you almost have to, and Kevin never really tried. Kevin didn't set out to be what he is. It just kind of happened. He's like, all right, I'm going to open up the phone lines to the ladies, and bloop, here we are. First it was average at best, and now he's sitting down with Brittany Renner.
Yeah.
So, but the point is, you decided to go for this. So
There
you
it
went on
is.
World Star and all this other stuff. Let's skip all the way today.
Okay.
If you could do it all over again, would
Rolo says you cannot reason with this level of crazy. No, you cannot.
you choose it?
Absolutely.
Hold on a second. Let me.
So you went on World Star and all this other stuff. Let's skip all the way today.
Okay.
If you could do it all over again, would you choose it?
Absolutely.
See that? Absolutely. She wants to act like, oh, that's not really what I wanted to do, and I didn't baby trap him, blah, 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 blah. Kevin just put it on her. If you could do it all over again, the same way, would you do it? Absolutely. She's not sorry about what she's done. She wouldn't do anything differently. And again, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But she keeps trying to separate herself from what she did. Right? If you're not really that person, then she would not have answered absolutely. Does this make her a bad person? No. But really,
Stop the cap.
stop the cap. Like, listen, man, if you dated men because you were trying to get the bag, like, I'm not mad at that. I'm never going to be mad at women who date men to try to get the bag. Now, as men, you got to be smarter than women, right? You don't give her the bag, you give her parts of the bag. And in order to continue to get parts of the bag, she needs to add value to her life, to your life. More on that later.
Why?
Being honest, I
Say,
feel.
well, we're going to get honest either way.
Let's do it.
I would say that there's a lot of privilege that comes with this. You get to skip the line. And once you reach a certain level of status, really the world is your oyster.
So, Rolo says that she was just on with DJ Academics. I thought that she had, I knew that she had already done an interview with DJ Academics. I didn't know she'd done another one. But yes. She is a 25, she is a 29, yes. She feeds on this attention. She's going to ride this till the wheels fall off.
As far as, like, I've gotten acting roles simply just off my Instagram.
See, she's keeping it real
Really
here. This
been
is all
able
real.
to do different speaking engagements. I've been able to just, like, not have actually have to clock in since 2013.
There you go.
So I would say yes, because I don't really
do anything. Let's just call it what it is. Women like Brittany Renner just get paid to just kind of exist. That's really all there is to it. Who would say no to that? All right? I'd love to just get paid. Dude, take 2-3 photos a day, show my ass, make $500 a month selling feet pics on OnlyFans. Shit.
direction that well. I feel like
Oh boy.
Since 2013. So I would say yes, because I don't really take direction that well.
Oh boy, I don't really take direction that well. Well, that automatically disqualifies her. So you are a 29-year-old single mother who has gold-digging tendencies, which is fine. Just keep it real, keep it a buck, who has now admitted to Kevin Samuels that you don't take directions well. What high-value man is going to want to deal with that? Huh? Who's going to want to deal with that? Who's going to want to deal with this?
Oh, I feel like
See that?
I'm
See?
self-aware.
And see, she thinks it's cute. She's like, oh, I don't take direction well. Kevin's impressed. No, Kevin is not impressed by that. Nope.
I'm self-aware.
In 2022, self-awareness is sexy. Remember, boys and girls. That's what 2022 is about. Self-awareness is sexy.
I love how he keeps her soft. He's not really going in on her, but he's keeping her compliant, which is good.
And I feel like in this position,
Merch.
I've gotten to make more money than I would have made being a special needs caregiver. And in turn, being able to not only kind of put myself ahead, but also help people around
Agreed, Rollo.
me. So I have been the breadwinner for my family. And to be honest too, because I remember, the first time I watched you was when you were sitting out with those girls.
Yeah, Clifford Charles says KS is playing the game plain and simple. Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. Dude, absolutely. Of course he is.
The OnlyFans stuff.
And I mean, I can't tell you how I know. Just listen, man. Kevin's smart. He's not stupid.
And they all got up, and everyone was so mad and whatever. I feel like I've made a lot of money, and I've blown a lot of money. And it's taken blowing money and really having my son and seeing reality for what it truly is, to be more mindful of it and start thinking long term. That's sad, but it's like that.
Oh, so it took you being a baby mama to start thinking long term at the age of 29. Rollo likes to call this the epiphany phase. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, now I have to start thinking long term. Right? Dre Raven on the Sharp Stream side says Kevin doesn't need to go hard on her. She's telling on herself as we speak. Exactly. He didn't have to pull this stuff out of her. Oops. There we go.
That's what it just took.
Well, okay, so.
Lots to unpack.
Well, no, because
Rollo says put a glass of Chardonnay in her and you'll see the real Brittany. Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm kind of experiencing that
Maybe some OE
myself, because coming from a long working life, yeah, there are a lot of advantages that comes along with being in the public eye, but there also comes a lot of limitations.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
And those are different for men than for women.
Agreed. There's a privilege that we have to acknowledge for women.
Well,
No, you don't say. July with 2 Ys. 510 with $5. Hoopasack says different with Brittany and other Kevin Samuels regular guests is that she actually deals with high value men, but still a lost cause nonetheless. Brittany does. I don't know. Does she deal with high value men? Yeah. So she understands the physical etiquette, but she's still laying bare her soul.
It's easier in some areas.
Well, I mean, okay, so while you do get to skip the line, all this other kind of stuff, you also get labeled for doing things that would only make sense. Okay, do you relish the label or do you resent the label?
Oh, she relishes it.
I think you have to take the good and the bad.
You have to take the good and the bad. So the answer is yes. Mr. E1976 says she's a vodka chick. I'm going to go with Henny. I think she's a Henny chick. Her drink of choice. Her drink of choice, guys, in the chat. Her drink of choice.
So you can't be like, I love skipping the line, but I hate when people call me a whore. It's like, who cares?
Yeah, but you care. And listen, there's a little bit of self-awareness there. She's like, all right, well, listen, man. Listen. You can't skip the line. Oh, I can't believe everyone's calling me a whore. Yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. But just because she's acknowledging the costs doesn't mean that she's okay with it. Octavia Valle says, get some tequila in her. Geeky Anomaly says, vodka chicks equals no taste. Rollo's sticking with Chardonnay.
I've been called worse by better.
So
I've been called worse by better. That's nothing to laugh at. Like, that's nothing to be proud of. That's why we know she relishes this. Oh, da 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 da. Street Fighter 88 says she's too fit for hard liquor. No. Fit chicks, if they drink hard liquor because there are very few carbs in hard liquor.
You know, and one of the things that I think is interesting is anytime I see you, I always see the industry. And it's like, you guys live in an echo chamber. It's an echo chamber because most of the people who watch World Star would never have a chance to be sitting here talking to you or be you.
Right?
So this is conspicuous consumption at the digital level.
All right, Dev, put it on the poll. Put it on the poll. What is Brittany Renner's drink of choice? Is it vodka, rum, whiskey, Henny, or Chardonnay? Vodka, rum, whiskey, Henny, or Chardonnay? Put it on the poll.
You get privileges from it, but there's a real cost. What's the cost that you've paid in your personal life? In your professional life or your personal life? Take either one.
I would say if I wanted to be a teacher, that I would most likely never get hired anywhere. So that's a reality.
No. If you wanted to be a teacher, you wouldn't get hired anywhere. Dude, she's not going to get hired anywhere anyway. This is it. And listen, if we're being honest, I'm in the same position as she is. Nobody's going to hire me. I mean, I don't know. If I wanted to drive a forklift, I suppose.
That you have to accept.
Jashawn Harris says high-value semen. No, because if she drinks high-value semen, it's no good in her belly.
I also think dating, because I'm so vocal, and just because it's like, you know, it's hot under these lights, you know? So
because I'm so vocal. Translation, because I spill the tea on all the guys I have fucked. This is where Brittany has really fucked herself. Is when she came out with that book. Man. It's when she came out with that book. This was the worst. Her coming out with that book was probably that was dating suicide. That was dating suicide, man. That was dating suicide for her. You can't rat out the guys that you have dated in the past and expect high-value men to take you seriously. High-value, high-profile men aren't going to take you seriously anymore. They're going to be like, well, dude, if we fool around and, you know, we have a breakup or whatever, then how do I know you're not going to write some tell-all or tweet about me?
it's like, I think dating has probably been the hardest thing for me.
No.
A lot of my friends, we just don't have the same problems, it seems like.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. And I mean, to be honest with you, it's kind of like you almost have to keep it going, because if I'm Brittany Renner and I've been doing this for almost 10 years now, and
doing what exactly? Just being Brittany Renner?
And let's say I fall off and now I'm working at Target. It's not that that's a failure, but
yes, it is. Yes, it is. That would be a failure, to go from being Brittany Renner to Brittany at Target. That's a failure.
There would be ridicule that comes behind that. So I feel like trying to have maybe more sort of a everyday career, going from this realm to this realm, I think it would be a tough transition. I don't think people would be supportive of it.
I think.
Listen, she doesn't want to go back to a normal life, guys. She doesn't want to go back to a normal life, guys. And she's using the excuse, well, that would come with a lot of ridicule, so I have to stay here. Welcome, July 510. Welcome to Chat Privileges. Appreciate that.
One of the questions that more people ask than anything else is how much of this is real and how much of it's for to keep it going. And
do you see her smile? The answer to that question is a lot of it's to keep it going. She's playing a role, man. She's playing a role. She's acting like she's acting like this isn't really who she is. Well, if they're going to call me this, then I'll act like this. No, baby girl, this is who you are. It is what it is.
As somebody who sees the world from a different angle, do you have an end goal?
My end goal would be to utilize my youth, my beauty, this position, to create opportunities in the now for the long term. So
you want to use what's left of your youth and your beauty to make money. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Podcasting, hair company,
Okay.
skincare.
There
like
you go.
certain things that I feel like, what is that? What does that mean? Because it looked like you were processing a thought when I was talking.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, I think my biggest end goal is one of my bigger end goals is to have my own podcast. I think one of my favorite people I loved watching in high school even was Wendy Williams. And I love that
Oh my God.
she was just so raw, so real. People can say whatever they want about her, but she speaks her mind.
Yeah, but Wendy Williams is a fucking... Really? That's who you want to be? That's who you want to be? You want to be Wendy Williams? Wendy Williams, who's had so much plastic... Dude, she's had so much plastic surgery. She's unrecognizable. Wendy Williams, who's been in and out of alcohol rehab 5 times in the last half decade. That Wendy Williams? You see, girls, you see, guys, this is the problem with today's women. It's the role models. Their role models are Wendy Williams, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. Like, dude, really? You want to be like Wendy Williams, who is an dude, Wendy Williams is a dumpster fire. Wow. I did not catch that the first time around.
So I think that especially in the podcasting space and even just, Wendy's older, there's not really a female voice that isn't just like politics, certain, like that's...
See, this proves, oh boy. All right. I don't want to say Brittany Renner is dumb here, but she seems to be out of touch. She doesn't realize that she's not unique or special. She's not. Nobody, as of right now, nobody really gives a shit what she has to say unless it's spilling the tea on somebody, as it were. Right? Mia Khalifa tried podcasting too. That didn't work. And Mia Khalifa, dude, we know what Mia Khalifa looks like inside and out. The whole podcasting thing,
not covering the things
Rolla said she's insane.
that I feel like I'm not afraid
I think you're right, Rolla. This woman is...
to cover. So I just think right now, to be honest with you, like ever since I had my son, it was the first... No, I lied. Because when I was pregnant, I used to watch your lives. And so when you would talk...
When I was pregnant, I used to watch your lives. So it sounds to me like she was already planning on shooting her shot at Kevin, unbeknownst to PJ Washington. Interesting.
Yeah, really helpful stuff. When I would watch your Instagram lives,
Oh boy.
you would pose so many
boy.
questions
Oh, boy.
that I did not have the answer to. I'm 29. And when I would listen to you, and people...
Unique79 with the $13 Cash App says, for every time Brittany says, I feel like, we say merch. Yeah, right.
would get triggered. But I'm like, when you really sit down and you take away tone, you take away whatever people think about you, it's actually very helpful.
Stop the cap.
She's capping. Here, guys. She's capping. This is the second shot she is shooting. See, Brittany only feels this way because of the position that she's in and the man she's in front of. Brittany was triggered by this stuff because Brittany embodies everything Kevin talks about on his show. Brittany Renner is the embodiment of the modern woman.
If you're willing to listen, but a lot of people don't listen.
So, the people you've mentioned, Wendy Williams, and then even your persona, do you relish being the rebel?
I love it here.
See that?
I'm free.
I love it here. I'm free. Translation, I love the attention. I love that everyone is talking about me. I love that I'm sitting in front of Kevin Samuels. That's all this is, man. She likes the attention. That's it. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Just keep it a stack. Like, you like where you are because you get paid to just kind of be. That's it. Who wouldn't take that deal?
I mean, to be honest, yeah, like this type of freedom and saying the things I've said and doing the things I've done on a public level, there's probably a lot of opportunities I will never get because of this level of transparency, which is.
And she is not worried about that one bit. She's not worried about this one bit. Not a chance. She didn't care about getting a teacher job. She didn't care about that. She'd make more in 1 month than teachers making, what, a couple of years? Clifford Charles says she's going to die alone.
Yep.
Absolutely. Rolla says, yep, and Kevin Samuels is going Steve Harvey with her.
It's fine. But I feel like if I'm gonna go all the way, it's like I gotta rock out with my cock out at this point. That's how I feel.
The fuck? Rock out with my cock out? What the hell are we doing? Wow. Ooh, Clifford Charles says she'll be as relevant as Amber Rose in 1 to 2 years. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna be, yeah, she's definitely gonna be, she's gonna be the black Amber Rose. A lot of people think that Amber Rose is, you know, I mean, dude, she's got, I mean, tell you what, Amber Rose has so much black male DNA in her, she may as well be black, right?
Is there a model for what you want to be?
Oh, boy.
Because if you mention Wendy Williams, okay, she has achieved a modicum of success.
Yes, but she's fucking miserable. She's miserable.
Yeah.
But it's also, depending upon where you sit, there's a lot of downside that comes with that too.
Correct.
There it is.
When you're 60, what do you want your life to look like?
Oh.
That's a great question.
That's a great question. Translation, I haven't thought about that yet. I haven't thought that far to the future. Rolo says, prediction, Child Services will remove her kid by the time she's 35.
It's something I have been thinking about. I think all I can.
Stop the cap.
She ain't been thinking about that. You know what? Let me take that back. Yeah, she started thinking about it after Kevin asked her about it. Jason Moreno, $5, said she probably got attention from places she never had before because of this interview. Kevin Samuel giving her a peek into the world she'll never see. Stick around, guys. I'm going to open up the phone lines later on in the show to get your thoughts on Is It Over for Brittany Renner.
I think one of the biggest things I've taken away from your Instagram lives is if it's not going to be a man, then you're going to have to make up that financial difference.
If it's not going to be a man, then you have to make up that financial difference. If it's not going to be a man. This is the same as that 26-year-old who said, well, I want to get married, but in case I get divorced, I have to have something to fall back on. So you're going into the so you're already going into a situation planning for it to fail. If it's not going to be a man, then I need to have a backup plan. No, that's just an excuse for you to do whatever it is you want to do. That's it. That's it.
Well, assume that.
And I mean, a man is not a financial plan, but I'm saying you're saying.
Wait, what? A man is not a financial plan? Yes. See, oh my God. See, she's trying to remove herself from this gold digger moniker. And again, I don't have a problem with gold digger. I know a lot of guys have a problem with gold diggers, but I don't have a problem with a woman who gets with a man because of his money. This is what they're designed to do. They are resource extractors. Right? So, but for her to say a man is not a financial plan, Brittany, he should be. He should be. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. New Horizons, $5, says a fire that burns too hot will burn out sooner. All this attention too much means she about to be a nobody after a year or two. Rolo's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Rolo says PJ sure as hell was. Of course he was. PJ was the financial plan. You see, again, there is a reason why. There's a reason why Brittany Renner didn't shoot her shot at LeBron or Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving. She tried it with James Harden, but James Harden knows the game. James Harden's like, dude, I'm not about to run up in this bitch. I'm not about to knock this bitch up. This bitch will have me on child support for 36 years. For 2 kids. Shit, look at Paul George. Man, he had to marry the goddamn stripper. She's getting multiple goddamn bags. Daniela, whatever the fuck her name is. Rodvich or whatever.
Well, assume that you already have more earning potential than you've had previously.
Correct.
Quality of life. What does that look like? Because I know there are a lot of women who are
See, this is interesting. So Kevin is being very, very. He's not. And again, I know a lot of you guys want him to cook this broad, but you guys got to understand that this is a face-to-face type interview. This is a face-to-face interview, and if he wants other interviews with people like this, he can't just blow her up.
Very financially well off.
Yeah.
Who I personally know.
Right.
They're doing what they have to do.
Right.
And they don't have as many choices. At 29 years old, is what you want to do, has it been done yet? Meaning, like Wendy Williams, Oprah Winfrey, these kind of singular people.
They're all singular.
A lot of women will look at those women and say, "Oh, they're strong, independent." A lot of men will say they look very sad.
Shit.
I mean, that's just.
It's all about perspective.
Well,
Here we go.
yeah,
See, here we go.
but
All about
It
perspective.
all comes down to what,
Man, give
when
me a
I used to
break.
teach my men in training stuff, I would say, gentlemen, life happens outside and life is about people.
Right.
And that's one of the things that coronavirus crystallized for a lot of people.
Let me go back to something. She said earlier. A man is not a financial plan. A man is not a financial plan. Let's go back to the web here. I'm going to play part of the video that that caused Brittany to go. Hang on a second. There we go. I want you guys to watch this, and we've all probably seen this. But this is what Brittany Renner said about athletes.
The worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb. Did you?
There it is. All you have to do is fuck an athlete. They're really dumb. A man is not a financial plan, yet you're advising women, if you want the bag, fuck an athlete. Like, she said this. Again, she's trying to disclaim herself. She's trying to tell us, even though I've done what you've seen, I'm not really this person. Even though I've had this same pattern for 10 years, not really this person.
That when the world shuts down, what do you have? You can have all these different things.
And again, just like he said, Oprah and Wendy Williams, he said singular people. Single people.
But if you don't have relationships, you don't have network, you don't have things to sustain you, then what's all this stuff? That's why, being the rebel has its advantages. I mean, who are you talking to? But what's the outcome you want?
I will say I haven't really seen kind of more so what I want to do. I think I just use Wendy Williams more as a.
Oh my God.
She speaks freely.
Dude, I can't believe this woman is trying to model herself after Wendy Williams. Like, has she seen Wendy Williams? Like, has she seen Wendy Williams? Let's go back to that. Let's just go back to that, because you guys are making some really, really good points here. You guys are making some really good points. So we see her mannerisms and her see-through, but then we listen to this. Watch her mannerisms and just the way she speaks. See, the interview we're watching with Kevin Samuels, that's not the real Brittany Renner. This is the real Brittany Renner.
The worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb.
Look at that. That's who Brittany Renner is. So she's doing this interview with Kevin to try to rehabilitate her image. And listen, man, I don't know this woman. I don't know, I'm not going to pretend that I know who she is, but based on the things that she has done and said, this appears to be who she really is. 338 of you voted in the poll. 338 of you voted in the poll. Says, what's Brittany's drink of choice? In first place was whiskey or Hennessy, 47%. Vodka, 26%. Chardonnay, 17%. Rum, 9%. Clifford, if you would, please don't orange me anymore, because I'm seeing orange all over the screen. You can just type my name if you would. Black Wolf Inc. $5 says, Kevin may be showing that the 304 culture is dying. The Manosphere changed the game again. Also, Brittany Renner, Modern Woman cap is...
Over 9,000!
Appreciate that. Appreciate that very, very much. Appreciate that very, very much.
You hear that evil laugh?
Oops.
When you say speak freely, what does that mean to you?
Whatever your truth is. I don't.
And listen, man, 304 culture is not dying. 304 culture, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Let's listen to that again.
More so what I want to do. I think I just use Wendy Williams more as
Oh my God.
she speaks freely.
When you say speak freely, what does that mean to you?
Whatever your truth is. I don't feel like a lot of people.
Whatever your truth is. Ah, my truth. My truth. The anthem of a woman who wants to live by subjective truth. Well, if it's not, just because it's not the truth, doesn't quite mean that it's not your truth. Right? Like, doesn't mean it's not your truth. Come on, man. Come on. Like, dude, anytime someone says, well, this is my truth, they know they're full of shit. They know they're full of shit, but they think the whole my truth is the trump card. Well, this is my truth, so it's the truth. No, just because it's your truth doesn't mean that it's the truth.
Tell the truth.
Your truth?
Yeah.
Is there a personal truth?
Uh-oh.
I think so.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I could, if we're in a relationship, someone could ask, well, what's the truth? Well, this is my truth. This is his truth. There's somewhere, it's in the middle somewhere.
Yes, but we're not talking about the middle. We're talking about your truth. Ice Dragon Kid said side chick energy. Yeah, yeah.
I can only really say how I feel, what my truth is.
This becomes a philosophical question. You know what happened to truth tellers, right?
Uh-oh.
What?
What happened to Socrates?
I don't know. What happened?
Look it up.
Well, then, but the people who don't know.
Kevin, come on. Now, see, Kevin gave her too much. He gave her too much credit there. Brittany Renner has been good looking all her life, guys. She's been good looking her whole life. And as I've said many, many, many times before, good looking women these days are useless because they've never really had to be useful. That's just kind of how that is. New Horizons, welcome to Chat Privileges. Appreciate that very much. No, we're not talking about Paul Pierce. We're talking about P.J. Washington.
What the answer?
Well, Socrates was one of the most wise men of his time.
Okay.
But they made him drink poison. Truth comes at a cost.
That's right.
It does, but there's an even bigger cost when you lie, when you're not in your...
That's bull. Here we go. The truth comes at a cost, but there's an even bigger cost when you lie. See, that's not the truth Kevin is talking about. Right? Wendy Williams speaks freely. In other words, Wendy Williams has no filter. Women who have no filter are not attractive. Women who say, I tell it how it is, like it is, that's just a woman who does not have the impulse control not to just be talking shit all the time. That's really all it is. That's literally all it is. The truth she's talking about is not the opposite of the lie. No, the truth that Kevin is talking about is a woman out of pocket. Out of pocket women, outspoken women are not attractive. That's just all there is to it. Street Fighter 88 says Donovan Sharp, Paul Pierce equals the truth. Oh, I totally missed that. You're right. I guess I totally missed that. That went right over my head. My bad, man.
And I think that
New Horizon says, this woman is so 10-faced, it's unreal. The way she acts in front of her IG videos is disgusting. Dude, I'm trying to tell you. It's like, it is so funny. She is literally a different person now than she is on the IG videos. On the IG videos, she is ratchet. But now she's sitting with her legs kind of crossed and her arms folded. You can't hide those tattoos, baby girl.
I hear so many people talk about truth, personal truth. There is a truth, but everything has a cost to it. And in this conspicuous digital consumption, are we prepared to pay all the costs that come along with it? How do we map all that going forward as a rebel?
You don't, Kevin. You don't. Like, listen, Brittany can try it, but it's not going to end well for her. It's just not. It's just not.
I've had to ask myself, like, what what am I willing to pay to be in my truth and to be the rebel? I think
To be in my truth and to be the rebel. Devin says my truth equals my excuses. Yeah, that's really all it is. Well, this is my, I'm doing this because this is my truth. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, man. The phrase my truth is responsible for more mental gymnastics than anything I've ever heard in my life. Well, this might not be the truth, but it's my truth. My truth is bullshit. It's bullshit.
right now, there is kind of like a burning at the stake. Like it is, that's how I feel.
Oh my God. She said, I just feel like this is a burning at the stake. So now she's comparing her situation to the Salem witch trials. Now she is comparing herself to women who were burned at the stake for literally no reason, but that people pointed and said that she's a witch. No, Brittany, sweetie, like you did this to yourself. You did this to yourself. And again, I mean, like I said, I don't know this woman, but this woman is acting like she's acting like this ridicule is unjustified. She's acting like it's not right. She's acting like, well, I feel like I'm being burned at the stake. That implies that she feels that the ridicule is unjustified. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. All of your IG videos and your TikTok videos and your Instagram videos and athletes are dumb. Like you can't, sweetie, you can't walk that back. You can't do what you've done for the last 10 years and do one interview with Kevin Samuels and tell everybody, hey, you know what? I know what it looks like for the last 10 years, but that's not really who I am for the last 10 years. Not really. Doesn't work that way.
Nope.
I feel like because I tell my truth, I speak how I feel, that I have been crucified. I'm a very
no, sweetie. No. You have not been, you crucified yourself. You crucified yourself. You wrote a tell-all book about athletes and rappers that you have dated. You revealed personal information about them in all of these books. In the same book, you literally tell women how to be a gold digger. You appeared to have run a long con on an unwitting college kid, had the baby, and then divorced him 2 weeks after. Like, this is all self-inflicted. She's acting like this is all just coming out of nowhere. No, like, she did this to herself, guys.
easy target. So
She made herself the easy target. She's acting like somebody just said, hey, let's just make fun of Brittany Renner. No, Nope, she did this to herself. This, again, is a woman trying to skirt accountability. Myron Denard with the $5 super chat says, pull out with the rubber on and flush it down the toilet. Fresh Fit 820, $5 says, sup Don, I'm a ninja watcher, but always liked the video. AK went harder than KS and hit her with the you're a side chick. I might have to check that out. I'll get with Myron. I'll talk to Myron and see if Ack will let me break down his video, because I think that'll be a good one. Medica Sounds, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Medica Sounds to welcome him or her to the TSR family. Fair to none with the $3 super sticker. Sabarish Narayanan with the 40 Indian rupees says, my truth equals not the truth equals lies. As simple as that. Right. Devin says, my truth equals the mental gymnastics I perform so I can sleep at night. There you go. Jay Blaze says she is being crucified. She's dying for the sins of all the sluts. If that were the case, she'd have been dead a long time ago.
I think, yeah.
For example, what do you mean?
So I just recently did an interview with DJ Academics, and I feel like a lot of clips were
Speaking of which,
taken and were like, she's a whore, she's this, you're just a side chick, like whatever the case may be. But I feel like,
again, if you act like a side piece, people are going to call you a side piece. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. Space Hopper 45, $10. Says Kevin Samuels did this interview exactly right. He's not supposed to go at her if he wants more interviews like this with high-profile people. Brittany Renner exposed herself. Kevin Samuels didn't have to go at her. She exposed herself. I totally agree. Kevin didn't have to cook her. And listen, he throws in a few well-placed jabs, but she doesn't hear the jabs for what they really are. She's just walking right into the traps.
Because I tell the truth, my truth.
Because I tell the truth. No, wait a minute. My truth. Because I can't keep my mouth shut about guys I've banged.
It's just easy to pick on me. Like, I don't really, because like, okay, I mean, I guess to get specific, the recent situation with my child's father. He's 6 years younger than me. They're saying that I planned it. It was just some evil plan that I...
Well, it wasn't an evil plan. I wouldn't call it an evil plan, but let's not pretend that this wasn't a plan. Like, she divorced him 2 weeks after she had the kid. Like, I don't know what about that says that that's not a plan.
I had in my mind, and I skated as soon as I had the baby, blah, 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 blah.
But you did.
Right.
And the reality is, I thought my person was 6 years younger than me.
Stop the cap.
No, you didn't. You did not think PJ Washington was your person, sweetheart. You saw PJ Washington as a... Listen, you said it right there. You said it right there on your IG Live. You said it right there on your IG Live. If you want the bag, fuck athletes. They're dumb. They never use condoms. She said it herself. So what did she do? She actually did it. New Horizon says, you said you planned it on your own video. It's interesting. So she's saying this, but she's not denying it, right?
But that's not what everyone else sees. That's not for me to sit here and try to convince people that, like, what it was. But I think just living out loud, like you said it.
See that? She skated right past it. Listen to this.
And I skated as soon as I had the baby. Blah,
which happened.
blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And the reality is, I thought my person was 6 years younger than me.
Stop the cap.
But that's not what everyone else sees. That's not for me to sit here and try to convince people that, like, what it was.
Translation, what you saw was exactly what it was. This woman admitted that this was the plan. She's telling dudes, hey, she's telling girls, fuck athletes. If you want to get a check, fuck athletes. They're stupid. You did that. You wrote the tell-all book, How to Be a Gold Digger. But then you want to... This is why we always say, man, one of the tenet staples of the red mindset is never believe what a woman says, watch what she does. Don't believe what I do, just, believe what I say. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. This was clearly planned, and she's not denying that this was the plan. She thinks we're stupid. FreshFit820, $5, says, Brittany Renner is the modern-day 304 Salem witch without using black magic. Dude, she's not using black magic. I mean, honestly, man, listen, Brittany Renner was a good-looking chick. But at the end of the day, man, Brittany Renner is a basic bitch who managed to fuck her way to the top of professional athletes and rappers. She found a dumb athlete, young and dumb, and tricked him into having a kid with her. That's really all that is. This woman is 29 years old. She sounds like she's 20. And why should she? I mean, honestly, why should we expect Brittany Renner to be any smarter? She's never had to be smart. All she had to do was be socially calibrated. That's it.
But I think just living out loud, like you said, it comes at a cost. Whether you're talking about your...
Black Wolf Inc. says, this is why I say 304 life is dying. She can't escape the problem she made. A flame burns brightest before death. If it gets worse, it's dying faster. Okay, that makes sense.
Experiences in a book, whether your relationship is
Here
public,
we go. See this?
there is a cost.
CJ Blaze says she's dodging accountability. Yep.
We're in a world too, even with you. I've listened to a ton of your messages, just watching you, and I feel like the point is often missed. Because people hear what they want to hear, and they make up in their mind that you're a woman hater, you're this, you're gay.
Now she's getting off topic and shooting her shot again.
Blah, 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 blah. That's what they say. So they're going to take it and compute it however they may please.
But Kevin is not gay. Kevin is not a woman hater. Right? Kevin has never said, I hate women. Kevin is not gay. Yet you said you planned to do this to PJ Washington. You have told women, hey, if you want to secure the bag, fucking athlete. Like, these things have come out of your mouth, and you are being held accountable for the things that have come out of your mouth and your actions. Her situation is not the same as Kevin's, not even close.
So, and with something, and with that being the case, there's a tendency to isolate.
Okay.
There's a tendency to isolate, and there's a tendency to do this to the world. Because it's like, if everybody's going to do this to me, I'm going to do it back to them. All right?
Right. And see, Kevin can do that. Kevin can do that because Kevin is what, boys and girls? He's a man. People respect men who say, you know what? Fuck you guys. That's a masculine behavior. People don't respect masculine women. They act like they do, and they give them all kinds of clout, but they always end up alone.
I get it. Trust me, I get it. But what do you want out of life with other people that's not this?
Ooh, you see how Kevin flipped it back on her? What do you want from other people that's not, Brittany, you're a whorebag, slut, gold digging, whatever? I like how Kevin brought her back around. She tried, yeah. Grizzly Rising said she's trying to butter him up. That never works. Kevin is too smart for that.
Do you want additional children one day? Do you want
oh my God, I hope not.
A family life? Any of these things? Have you thought about any of these things?
Ideally, I would love a family. I think the sole reason I was so excited to have my son was because I wanted, the matching pajamas on Christmas. To me, family is everything. I was raised with my grandparents.
If family was everything, why did you skate on PJ 2 weeks after you had the kid? See, she wants us to sit here and think, oh, my grandma raised me, and oh my God, in matching pajamas. There's nothing, listen, Brittany is trying to convince us that she is a traditional woman with traditional values.
Stop the cap.
She's not. She's not. She's not a traditional woman with traditional values. She's trying to convince us that she is, but she's not. She is simply not. Oops.
So for me, they did the best they could.
I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. Is it over for Brittany Renner? Yes or no? Is it over for Brittany Renner? And I will continue. I'll continue to listen. I'll break down the video between phone calls. 516-387-1987. Again, that's 516-387-1987. If you want to get in on the conversation.
Your show now. Press 1.
Now.
Your show is scheduled to start in 34 seconds.
Perfect. 516-387-1987 if you want to get in. If you want to get in on the conversation. Sabarish Narayan, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Sabarish, I'll call you S.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beep. Phone lines are
Log
officially
Radio.
Jesus. Phone lines are officially open. 516-387-1987. Let's continue.
Could with the awareness they had, but my mom and dad, they never married, and my mom isn't married now. My dad is, and it's just like, for me, it's just always been a dream to have that in-household unit, and I just feel like, due to recent events.
Okay, so now we're starting to understand. Now it's like, yeah. Now we're starting to understand why Brittany has the tendencies that she has. Her mother and father never married. So there you go. She's only doing what she knows to do. Like, she's only doing what she knows to do. Brittany Renner, she doesn't have any, she has no idea what a successful relationship looks like. She has no idea. She never had an example. That's insanity. This has given us a lot of insight here, man.
It is stepdaddy season, and that wasn't my choice, even though it was my choice.
That was not my choice, even though it was my choice. Huh? It was your choice to lay down and make a baby with PJ Washington. It was your choice to divorce him. It was your choice to divorce him 2 weeks after you had the kid with PJ Washington. See, you understand what I'm saying here, guys? Like, it was my choice, but it wasn't my choice. No, that was your choice, sweetheart. That was your choice. That was your choice. Listen, it was my choice, but it wasn't really my choice. Like, what the shit is that?
There were things that transpired where I just felt like, okay, I'm going to have to choose me.
Oh, you see how vague that is? There were certain things that transpired that said, well, I'm going to have to choose me. Notice how vague she was about that. I'm going to have to choose me. This is why she decided to end the relationship. Irreconcilable differences. July 510, $5 says, hashtag, why did you leave PJ? Yeah, exactly. Medica Sounds. Oh, says, thanks, DS. It's pronounced Medichai Sounds. Okay, thank you. Medichai Sounds. Okay, enjoy your content for calling out all the BS. I laugh all the time during your comments. Hashtag rock out with the cock out. Oh my God, rock out with the cock out. That's funny. Let's continue.
But yeah, I want a family, but it is going to take, I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't know who would want to sign up to be with me. And that.
There we go. And there is a rare moment of self-awareness from Ms. Renner. I don't know who's going to want to sign up to be with me. Of course not. At least she's self-aware enough to understand, okay, it's a bad bet. It's a bad bet to be in a relationship with your girl. It really kind of is. It really kind of is at this point. The phone lines are open. I will continue the breakdown. I'm going to take next few calls. We're going to go with Eddie in Florida, Danny in Maryland, Big Daddy in Canada. Those will be the next three callers in that order. Let us go to Eddie in Florida. Eddie in Florida, is it over for Brittany Renner? Yes or no, and why?
Well, before I get into that, hello, Donovan. I hope you're having a good night.
Thank you.
And to all the guys that are watching this. Is it over for Brittany Renner? Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's over. No guy of substance after knowing that she gave her womb up to a guy, right? And then she just divorced him right afterwards. No guy that knows her past is gonna take her serious. It's just not something that any smart person would do.
Now, do you
especially a guy? And yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think because her baby daddy is PJ Washington, do you think that's the reason why guys aren't gonna holler, or do you think that doesn't matter?
Oh, no, not only because of that. That's not only because of that.
Okay.
Another reason is also because obviously they hear how she talks and things like that, and how she talks to everybody else, and how she talks especially about men, and how we clearly see with this interview how she's two-faced.
Yeah.
With Kevin Samuels, she's one way, but with somebody else, she's, on Instagram Live, she acts like she doesn't give a fuck all men, and all this other stuff.
Yeah, that's because she really doesn't give a fuck. She really, really does not give a fuck. Eddie in Florida, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate your support. Okay, all right. Yeah, listen, Eddie in Florida made some good points. Let's go to Danny in Maryland. I'm sorry, Donnie In Maryland. Donnie in Maryland, is it over for Brittany Renner? Yes, no, and why? Yes or no, and why?
Hey, Donovan. I've been watching you for a long time, and hello to everyone. But
Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. Her whole love life, everything about her will be over.
Okay.
And I have really why, but I'll just make it short and brief.
Okay.
Because she has displayed herself as a loose and openly opportunistic woman. Not opportunity as like accomplishment or work and value, but as in opening her legs and exposing herself.
Right.
With her mouth and legs, obviously.
Okay. So you think it's just a sex thing, or do you think it's because of the way she moves as well? All the shit she talks about people, all of the she always makes public information, private information public, spilling the tea on anybody. Do you think that has anything to do with it?
I'll say like this. By her word, is how she practiced, and how she practiced is a reflection on those that she wants, and those she wants do not want what she is selling.
Let me ask you this. So you believe that it's over for Brittany Renner. Is there anything, do you think there's anything at all that she could possibly do to turn it around? What would it take for her to make herself viable on the dating market again, if anything?
I'll say like this. I am studying marketing right now, and I'm learning how to make trade online.
Okay.
And with this, what I say to many men who is in my field and those who are wishing for me, I tell them there are more women than just American women. We can go out.
Right.
We don't have to just stick with our women, because they have openly expressed that they don't care about it and love us. They've shown, and she is the primal example of the disdain that they've shown us. So I say, without hatred, is be neutral with them, work with them, but not love alongside them, because they've shown they don't want that. So to your question, I would say, yeah, it's
over.
It's just not impactful to be with them.
Okay, very
in
good.
That sense.
Excellent. Well, thank you for calling, Donnie. I appreciate your support, man.
Okay, yeah, you can keep that. There are more women than American women. You can keep that and use that if you want to.
Okay, thanks, man. Donnie out here dropping dimes. I'm going to call him Donnie Dimes. Let's go to Big Daddy in Canada. Big Daddy in Canada, is it over for Brittany Renner? Yes or no, and why?
Absolutely, it's done for her, because what's her skill? Her skill is her WAP, and that skill basically depreciates like a used car. After a certain time, it depreciates.
Right. So,
and then what other skill does she have? She has nothing else to fall back on to go after the high value men. So she claims that she goes after.
Okay, so you're telling me that twerking is a diminishing skill? You don't think she can twerk for the rest of her life?
No, because you know why? When the wall comes, and the wall's going to come sooner than she thinks. Once the wall comes, all that twerking is going to be done. Because they say every couple hours is an 18-year-old that's born.
That's right.
So she'll be replaced easily. So her time's come and gone. So
wow, very good. Thanks for the call, Big Daddy. I appreciate your support, man.
No problem. Take care, thanks.
All right, Big Daddy in Canada, laying down the law, man. Wow, says twerking ain't working. All right, we got James in Nashville, Ben in Dallas, and Evan in Los Angeles. James in Nashville, is it over for Brittany Renner? Yes or no, and why?
It's kind of like, hey, how you doing, Donovan?
Doing good, man. Yeah, thanks, man. I remember you from last time.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this. When I listened to, and Kevin was real nice to her. And shout out to Rolo. He would have been really hard on her.
Of course.
And I don't know. Look, it's over for her as far as the kind of men she wants.
Okay.
So if you did that list earlier, we had Trey Songz and Drake, all those guys who definitely hit raw.
Yep.
Okay.
Of course they did. Of course.
So, of course they did. So now, how she didn't get pregnant? That's to be determined, I suppose.
Okay.
But clearly, PJ was wanting to get in that and get her pregnant, and she wanted to get pregnant. I'm sure she tried before with those guys.
Yeah, I'm sure she did
this
too.
Is the first time.
Yeah, I think PJ was just stupid. Listen, PJ was young and dumb. That's really what it came down to. PJ was young and dumb. Oh my God, this Instagram model is paying attention to me. She says she loves me. I can trust her. He skied in there, and now he's paying $200K a month, allegedly, for child support.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I want to say this about PJ. Listen, you can't be too hard on. He was 18.
You're right.
Okay,
right.
We'll run the clock back for me and you and make us 18, man. And then Brittany Renner sitting on.
Oh my God, yeah, of course.
Okay,
of course.
So you can't give the kid a break. I mean, he's really a victim.
Yeah.
I mean, 18. He was that close to 17.
Yep.
I mean, that's
right.
When this woman showed up with all her beauty, and this kid is brand new out the box. So, but here's the thing: it is over for Brittany because the kind of guy she's gonna want is not gonna want a woman that's been with all those guys.
Yes.
That are well-known guys.
Oh yeah.
And then she's gonna want. And it brings to mind the Madonnas, the Chers, all those divas from the old days and even Elizabeth Taylor, who ended up dying alone or dying unfulfilled and unhappy.
Yep.
You know, and Brittany Renner's a pretty girl, but what can she do, you know, to get that higher echelon guy now?
Well, I'll tell you something,
she has
James.
A kid in tow, reputation.
Well, I'll tell you something, James, and I said this earlier in the I'll tell you something, and I said this earlier in the broadcast. There's a reason why Brittany Renner went for PJ Washington. He is the youngest on that list. He is the youngest on that list. These Instagram models, they talk. They understand, okay, if you want to have a good time with professional athletes, go mess with James Harden, go mess with all these other guys. But they're never going to commit, and they're not going to put a baby in you. A lot of them have vasectomies, they've frozen their sperm, all this other kind of stuff. So they go for the young guys. And Brittany, listen, hold on. Brittany took it to the next level, and she went after him while he was in college, before he made any money. So it's almost as though she led PJ to believe, well, I don't have any money. I'm broke as a joke, and I'm a college kid now, but you know, I don't have any money, so I can trust her. So when I do make it, no, she knew. Listen, she would not have fucked around with PJ Washington if she didn't know he was already projected first-round draft pick, which he was. Soon as he signed that first contract, out comes the baby, and now she's gone.
Yeah, he's a Kentucky basketball player.
Of course.
I mean, you can kind of find those guys as a freshman almost. But let me say this.
Okay.
This is why I said yes and no in the beginning. And because, yes, it's over for her, but for the kind of guy she wants. And no, it's kind of not over for her. And this is why I say this. Russell Wilson and Sierra.
Yep.
But Sierra had a baby by Future. And she marries a simp, and with that heart of gold, Russell Wilson thinks he's going to swoop. And so there's always, while there are 304s that are born every 18 years old every minute, there are simps out there who are still stuck on the blue pill and will try to fix this woman, even though she made these mistakes. So that's all I got, bro.
Okay, very good.
Show, man.
Thank you very much, James. James in Nashville, thanks for the support. I do agree with James to a degree. Let's be clear here, though. Sierra got lucky. She got lucky. Sierra played the game. Sierra won. She got to fuck all the rappers, all the bad boys, spit out an alpha kid, and she managed to marry a professional athlete who didn't know any better. There aren't too many, and you want to know something, Russell Wilson was raised in a two-parent home, okay? He was raised in a two-parent home, great upbringing, but his father, Harrison, clearly, he thinks that Sierra is just like his mother, right? Russell Wilson doesn't know any better. There aren't too many professional athletes that don't know any better. And the more Brittany Renners and Mia Khalifas who are out here putting athletes on blast, the more these professional athletes, these young guys, are put up on game. Dude, in the NFL, they have the rookie symposium. What do they tell these guys in the rookie symposium? Yo, check this out. These bitches are going to throw all kinds of badussy at you. Right? Listen, wrap up, get a vasectomy, freeze your sperm. Don't put babies in these hoes. They tell these guys this at the rookie symposium. And they probably have, I would imagine they probably have the same thing in the NBA. What happened listen, man, Russell Wilson, Sierra is very, very fortunate to be where she is. That is not that. She is the exception to the rule. She won. She absolutely won. It never happens that way. It never happens that way. And if Brittany Renner thinks that she's going to be Sierra, she's got another thing coming. Sierra looks better than Brittany, number one. Number two, Sierra doesn't have any. She doesn't have that many tattoos, if any. And number three, Sierra broke herself for Russell. She broke herself. Russell said, "Listen, I'm not pounding you. I'm not banging you until until we tie the knot. Now, that was kind of simpish. She said, we're going to do it God's way. But guess what? Sierra broke herself for him, in a manner of speaking. She got lucky, man. She got lucky. But Brittany Renner is not going to be so lucky. All right, we got Ben in Dallas, Evan in Los Angeles, Julian in Atlanta. Let's go to Ben in Dallas. Ben in Dallas, is it over for Brittany Renner, yes or no, and why?
So, Donovan, I definitely agree with what all these gentlemen are saying. However, I got to play devil's advocate for it.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
All right, so bear with me. Hear me out.
Okay.
So, when I actually saw the Kevin Samuels episode, and when I was watching that, my ego instantly made me want to, it made me think, man, I would love to deal with a girl like that and put her in her place.
Wow.
Now,
okay,
that sounds like you're asking for trouble to a certain degree.
Sure.
And I'm not. Don't get me confused with being a proponent of a lot of these women saying guys want a challenge, because that's laughable.
Sure.
To anyone who has who has a life, you don't want to deal with that.
Right.
But
Right.
when I see this, I see there's no way that there's not a guy out there that sees through this.
Of course.
And thinks, you know what, I'm going to make her a plate. I'm going to make her a plate.
All right.
What's the worst that can happen if I don't give her access to my resources?
Right.
Or anything that she could use to destruct me. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it's over for her, because there's plenty of guys out there that would give it a shot.
Let me ask you this. So now I agree. There are plenty of guys out there that would certainly give it a shot. But my response to that is that the guys who would actually try to holler at Brittany are not the kind of guys that Brittany is going to be attracted to. She's not getting any commitment from Trey Songz anymore. She's not going to. And listen, if she is involved with any man with clout, athlete, rapper, entertainer, it's going to be strictly for short term. Brittany has got to be looking for she's going to have to be looking for long term. Nobody's going to take her seriously. So the only men I would submit to you that, yes, she'll have plenty of opportunities. She just won't like what her options are. What do you say?
Right. Well, what I have to say to that is there's enough of her bullshit out there on the internet that I feel like there's going to be a guy of that stature, athlete, high value male, XYZ, that in spite of the audacity that she has to say some of the bullshit that she says, is going to say, you know what, I'm gonna play with this girl.
I can break her.
I'm gonna play with this girl, and I can break her. And you never know. You could train her, but it's kind of like this is where I definitely agree with what everyone's already said. Is it's kind of like, why even bother? Well, it's in spite, and it's like somebody who's a gamesman and who's been there and has a little more time on their hands, just to do it, to put her in her place, and probably not publicize it. But,
sure.
And the thing is once she's trained to a certain degree, who knows how much effort that would take. But you said it yourself. You got to train these women, and once she's trained, who's to say? Yeah, you can't erase her past, but she could be tolerable to the very least. And she might have, at that point, accept what she can get, even though she's one of many in a high-value guy's rotation.
Let me ask you something, Ben, because you raise a very interesting point. Do you think someone like Brittany Renner is trainable? Because later on in this interview, Brittany has said, look, I've got to be in the spotlight. Like, I can't be in the background. I've got to be, she says, I want to shine, I want to do blah, 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 blah. She always wants to be in the limelight. And any woman who wants to be in the limelight is going to be nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible. But it would take a man who not only has the game, but is willing to break a mare like that. And listen, man, not that Brittany would ever give me the time of day, and I would never give her the time of day. I'm not trying to deal with that nigga's kids. Like that's just kind of the way that is.
Right.
But do you think that there is somebody out there who, if they could break her, would they want to? Because that's a tall task. And even if he were, would his investment be worth the return?
So I think there's two answers I have to that.
Mm-hmm.
One is, I think just out of spite, like I was saying earlier, for all the bullshit she said, it would just be it'd be a very prideful thing to do.
Okay.
You know,
I understand
kind of
that
like
point.
And my other point is, you were saying, would it even be worth the time? And the fact that she's wanting to be in the limelight. And my response to that would be, with enough pain, and her understanding, you know, with enough pain that this woman's going to deal with through all this,
mm-hmm.
I think so.
Okay.
But that's the whole argument. Is there's going to be plenty of women that are less trouble to deal with, sure. But you know, the older a woman's going to get, the more loss she's dealt with, and the more realistic she becomes. And, you know, I'm not saying she's a 10 out of 10, but she's attractive enough that eventually, you know, even she has the money and the resources that she's going to be able to work on herself and keep herself decent enough through old age that I'm sure she'll be trained by somebody, you know.
Okay. All right.
That's my stance.
All right. Excellent. Well, listen, man, I thank you for the insight, Ben. Thanks for calling and thanks for the support.
Thank you.
Thank you to Ben in Dallas. Listen, man, he made a couple of interesting points. He really did. I don't know of anyone who would want to take on that challenge, but listen, man, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people out there who would love to maybe take that on just to show that they could do it. I'm certainly not one of those people. But dude, I'll use Devin as an example. I met Devin when she was 39 years old. And a lot of people would think, well, dude, by the time a woman is 39, she's lost. Dude, 9.5 times out of 10, you'd be right. But, and this doesn't make Devin a unicorn. This doesn't make her special or unique. But Devin was married for 18 years. She got married at 21 years old. She got divorced when she was 39. So she didn't spend her 20s and 30s riding the carousel. And not that you would ever know. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Devin was the perfect wife. I don't know what happened in her relationship. I don't know what did happen. Listen, I can make all the assumptions that I want to. All I can go on is the way she is with me. A woman can say, "Well, yeah, I was married for 18 years and I was a good wife, but if I get with her and I see the kinds of proclivities that would lead me to believe that you were an unfaithful wife, I'm the fuck up out of there." I didn't get that with Dev. Now, that doesn't mean that Devin wasn't unfaithful. That doesn't mean she was. If she was unfaithful, she did a damn good job covering up those habits and proclivities. But that's the reason why I decided to take her on a trainer. Okay, yeah, she's definitely older. She's past the wall and all this other kind of stuff, but she is a genetic freak. She is extremely physically, sexually attractive. And she seemed to want the training, and she had relationship skills that most women these days her age don't have, because she was actually in a committed marriage for almost 20 years. Brittany doesn't have that luxury. Brittany rode the high value carousel from 19 all the way till 29. So she doesn't really have relationship skills, nor does she know what a relationship really looks like. Steep2222 with the $5 super chat says, I appreciate that. Devin says there should be a reformatory for post-wall hoes. Boy, that'd be big business, wouldn't it? Let us go to Evan in Los Angeles. Evan in Los Angeles, is it over for Brittany Renner? Yes or no, and why?
Hey, how you doing, Donovan?
Doing good, man.
I just wanted to send a shout out to you and the rest of the brothers watching. Me personally, I don't believe that it's over for her because, like a few of the other callers said, there's just like you have said, there's beautiful women born every second.
Sure.
And there's also simps born every second.
Okay.
And even some of us reform simps, kind of like, I put myself in that category too, and yourself.
Sure.
You said you were a simp at one time.
Oh, dude, big time.
There's always that
there's always that small chance of you know, kind of falling back into bad habits. Even a millionaire athlete, you know,
Sure.
or actor or a politician.
Not only
because I
that,
believe, like, I mean, we see it all the time. Like Michael B. Jordan. I mean,
yep.
Not saying that that's kind of like not the exact extreme cases Brittany Renner with his girlfriend, but we know that she's kind of, you know, a 304, right? Like,
of course.
I mean, it's you know, Future and all these other cats who have hit it, and he still went for it. So I mean, yeah, it's a little different. She doesn't have a kid, but I mean, like a high value cat like Michael B. Jordan. I mean, and she swoops him up pretty easily. I mean, they don't have kids or nothing yet,
Sure.
but he's just that one step away.
I would also submit this to you, Evan. Not every man has the same priorities. There could be a high value guy out there who would look at Brittany Renner as an opportunity. Maybe he's got a little bit of clout, but not quite as much as Brittany. He says, you know what? If I go and I get with Brittany Renner, that's going to increase my Q rating. Now, I mean, who knows what his intentions are, but that's why guys dated Kim Kardashian. Guys dated Kim Kardashian because it upped their Q rating. So now, does that mean that Kim K was trainable at that point? One never knows, but that makes sense. The fact that simps are born every minute, and the fact that now your star and your Q rating is very important, that makes her a pretty viable option for at least being seen with someone. Hey, XYZ person was seen with Brittany Renner. Now all of a sudden their Q rating goes sky high. Now what happens after that remains to be seen, but that makes sense. I'll give you the last word.
Right, and definitely, and I mean, and especially, you know, I'll keep it short, but especially if you kind of look at her blueprint, I'm kind of like, you know, almost like a NFL or NBA scout. She's trying to get the guys before they really make it.
That's right.
You know, and she's a pretty good idea. You know, this guy's a first, second round draft pick.
That's right.
Why not go ahead and throw it to him and see if I can get knocked up? But,
hey, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking my call, Jonathan. Big time supporter. Keep doing your thing, brother.
Appreciate it, Evan in Los Angeles, man. I appreciate the call. That makes sense. It makes sense. Listen, again, that's not something that's likely to happen. That doesn't mean it's impossible. So I will give him that. All right, we got Julian in Atlanta, Kyle from Georgia, Fernando in Long Beach, and Amani in Los Angeles. Let's go to Julian in Atlanta. Julian in Atlanta.
Hey, Donovan.
Hey, how's it going, Julian? Is it over for Brittany Renner? Yes, no, and why?
Hell no. It is not over for her.
Okay.
Hell no. Simply because the last caller's already said it. I'm just going to keep it brief. I mean, she's in the know of celebrities. She's a known name. As you know, I guess she's a high value Jezebel, as you would say.
Sure.
And because she's a high value Jezebel, she will always get the opportunity to get an actor, rapper, hip hop, rap, anybody that's up there that's making that amount of money. So no, it's not over for her until she decides when it's ready for her. Unless, I mean, hey, how old is Halle Berry? I mean, she could probably still get someone.
Well, Halle Berry's in her 50s and she now has a girlfriend. But I will tell you this. Listen, I will tell you this, Julian. Kim K, dude, she got ran through by niggas for years and she still managed to marry Kanye. Kanye is the highest value guy she'll ever get. She actually married Kanye, had a couple of his kids, but she had been ran through by Reggie Bush and Chris Humphries. So, I'm not saying Kim K is Brittany Renner, but listen, Kim K made her bones, getting banged by Ray J.
She's actually more high value.
Oh, okay. Who's Kim K's more high value?
Yeah, she has more of a stock.
Okay, that makes sense.
Being having more money and she can get that. Kim K is different than the average celebrity. I mean, Brittany Renner would like to get to where Kim K is.
Right.
She just needs to keep doing more press runs.
Okay.
Which is via academics, via Kevin Samuels. But at the same time, she's still a high value woman. She can get whoever she wants. She can, she'll eventually get someone. And that's all I got to say.
She runs in the circles. Julian in Atlanta, thanks for the call, man. Listen, man, it's not a clean sweep. It's not a clean sweep, man. Guys are making good points here. They really are. Let's go to Kyle in Georgia. Kyle in Georgia. Is it over for Brittany Renner? Yes or no, and why?
What's up, Donovan? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm great, man. I got an unpopular opinion, man.
All right, what you got? It's over. All right, tell me why.
And Yeah, man. Just like looking from like, you know, the outside in, it's just like you can't like give the whole blueprint away, give the game away and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then like it not have any negative, you know, backlash, those negative consequences.
Okay. The one thing, you know, what's interesting, the last couple of callers, they did make good points, but I think the one argument in your favor that really, really hurts Brittany, and Brittany is not a former, you know, adult movie star like Mia Khalifa, but the one thing that really hurts Brittany is that she always puts out people's personal business like she did in the book. There's a reason we haven't heard anything from, what was her name? Selena. I actually saw her in person. Selena, I don't even remember what her last name is, but there's like an Instagram thought who is named Selena somebody, and nobody talks about her anymore, right? She was on No Jumper and this and that, and she was, you know, she said that Lil Wayne knocked her up or some shit like that, but nobody talks about her anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. Like, you can't. Like I said, it's kind of, and it's funny how she made the comparison between like Salem witch trials. It's like you kind of witchcraft yourself. Yeah. But there's that, you know. So
she did it. Like, listen, she did it to herself.
She got overconfident.
Yep. She did it to herself. Selena Powell. Thank you. That was her name. Selena Powell. Yeah, Selena Powell that's the girl who she always spilled the tea on all the athletes or celebrities she banged. And that's why nobody wants to go near her anymore. As Street Fighter 88 says on the YouTube site, says Kim K never spoke on her exes. There you go. So that's a good argument in your favor. I'll give you the last word, Kyle.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I support the show, man. Like you're breaking down the dating shows. It's fucking hilarious, man. I always tune in for that. And when you break down the fresh and fit stuff, man, it's quality, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. Glad
Thanks,
you're back
man.
from COVID.
Thank you very much for that, man. Kyle in Georgia, making a pretty good case. Listen, the other guys made good points, but I think the one thing that really, really hurts Brittany's case is the fact that she tells all about all of her exes, just like Selena Powell. Selena Powell, she spilled the tea on everybody, and nobody's trying to fuck with her anymore. Like, imagine having to have a woman that you're interested in. All right, you have to sign this waiver, and that way, if we break up, you can't talk shit. Like, nobody wants to have to fucking do that, right? Okay, let us go to Fernando in Long Beach. Fernando in Long Beach, is it over? Is it over for Brittany Renner, yes or no, and why?
I think it is, honestly.
Okay.
And the main reason why is because, just like you said, she snitches on people.
Yep.
And come on now, what do you think was going to happen?
Right. And listen, men and women alike, we both value our privacy. And I don't know if you know anything about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift kind of dry snitches on her exes because every time, and Taylor Swift is an epic whore. She fucks everything. And every time she has a breakup, she writes a song about it. And we haven't really heard about Taylor Swift lately, have we?
Yep, you're right.
So your contention is that it is over for her only because she spills the tea. She's always snitching on people.
Well, that, and let's be honest, she's just making a name for herself the wrong way.
Yep. Okay.
You know, it's like, hey, I'm a hoe, like, take it or leave it type. You know, it's just like, I'm not going to change.
You're right about that. She told Kevin she is not interested in changing. Yeah, Fernando in Long Beach, I appreciate the support, man. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
All right. Fernando in Long Beach says it's over for because she's a snitch. Yeah, Selena Powell is a snitch, and that got her clout for a little while, but ain't nobody talking about Selena Powell anymore. Let's go to Amani in Los Angeles. Amani in Los Angeles, is it over for Brittany Renner, yes or no, and why?
Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for taking my phone call.
Yeah, no problem.
You're looking well and healthy.
Thank you.
I think it's yes and no. It's yes because I think it'd be difficult if she still wants to practice hypergamy. It's going to be difficult for, I think, a man that's going to want to deal with that baggage and that embarrassment,
Okay.
you know, that comes with her past.
Okay.
But then I think of people like Evelyn Lozada that was on Basketball Wives, who
Yes.
she started out with Antoine Walker in the NBA. That didn't work out. And then she moved over to Chad Ochocinco Johnson in the NFL.
Right.
You know, he headbutted her. That didn't work out. And then she moved over to Carl Crawford in the MLB. And with each guy, I'm assuming it was more money, you know, more status.
Right.
And when you think about even at Evelyn's age, she was, what, almost twice as old as Brittany?
Yeah.
I think she was doing that in her late 30s
Yeah,
and
man.
early 40s. And I think that, I guess Brittany has a shot if she decides that she wants to, I guess, age out and just have to end up dating an average man. But I don't think she would want that. I think once she's gotten a taste of the high life, and it's going to be very difficult for her to want to date down, I guess.
Let me ask you this, Amani. As a woman, let's say Brittany gives you a call and says, Amani, look, I fucked up. I spilled the tea on everybody. I'm a baby mama from an NBA. I've been ran through by NBA niggas and rap niggas. What would you do? What would you advise me to do to maybe rehabilitate my image for the express purpose of locking down a man that I'm attracted to? What would you tell her to do? I guess top 3 things.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess she would have to make maybe a public apology, because she's definitely very unapologetic about spilling the tea on all of her past indiscretions with men.
Yep.
And I think that would show sincerity, because a lot of these, no one really apologizes for anything anymore.
No.
It would be hard to come up with a top 3, because she really has dug herself a really deep grave with opening her mouth.
Right.
And
try to come up with 2 more. I like the public apology. I'm sure you can dig 2 more out of there. Listen, seriously, Amani, a public apology would go a long way.
Put me on the spot.
It would go a long way. It really, really would.
Yeah, I think that. Oh God, 3 things, Donovan. Golly.
I got them up on the screen. Let's hear them.
After an apology.
You know what? Let me frame it to you like this, Amani. Let's say Brittany Renner is your sister. Okay. Let's say she is. Let's say she's your older sister. She's like, Amani, you know, I've been dating these rappers and athletes, and I totally fucked up, and I got knocked up by PJ, and I'm getting all this child support, but I don't want to end up alone. So what do I do? So public apologies, number 1. What would be the second thing you told your sister, Amani Renner?
I mean, she's going to have to be realistic about her situation. I mean, there's no shortage of men that are going to come, you know, crawling into her DMs. I'm sure if she were to open up her DMs now, there's probably a lot of blue check marks still in there.
Sure.
But she would just pretty much have to come to terms that this isn't going to go away. Like the reputation that she's created for herself isn't going to go away. So she would have to reconcile that within herself, and then make, I guess, some adjustments in her life. You know, she's saying that she wants family, but she's not really going after the types of men, and I don't think she's ever gone after the types of men that would ever take her seriously enough for that. So I think she would have to get realistic with her expectations.
Now,
go
ahead.
And date a different caliber of man that wants what she wants, but I still think it's going to be difficult, because she's not going to want, she's going to still want to date, she's still going to want to date up.
Uh-huh.
And that's going to be difficult, because unless a man is okay with his reputation not being negatively impacted by her past, but how many guys who are in, you know, high positions and high, you know, statuses of life are going to be comfortable. I mean, once you're on the internet, that's it.
That's
like
forever.
Everything, all of her business is out there, and it's going to be so difficult for someone, and not even like an entertainer, like say just a business professional.
Right.
A business professional, like a CEO, you know, CFO, someone that, you know, is going to the governor's ball. I don't really see her.
It'll be tough.
I don't.
It'll be
It's
tough.
gonna be pretty tough.
Listen,
I mean,
listen,
it's really
listen,
hard
listen,
because
Amani, you
make
were on the right
kinds of
track.
decisions
Listen,
in your life.
you were on the right track when you said public
Go ahead.
apology. You were on the right track when you said public apology. Your second suggestion was to be realistic, right? We know women are never going to be quote unquote realistic. I think I'm going to add number 3 here. I'm going to say rehab her image. So she has spent the last 10 years destroying her image. What are some of the things that you think she could do? Because I think a public apology would go a long way in helping to rehab her image. What else could she do to rehab her image? Maybe dress differently, maybe get some of the tattoos covered up, lasered off, maybe try to be the traditional.
Yeah, I've seen her Instagram, and she really have to clean up her Instagram.
Yes.
Because she lets it all hang out, and unless she's willing to, you know, cover up, you know, not show everything on Instagram or in any other social media platform, because you can't say that you want to make a change, but then not do anything and not change.
That's right.
You know, so I think that would be really difficult because her whole career is basically, you know, predicated on her social media presence.
That's right.
And I don't think she does anything, unless I'm mistaken. I don't know what she does outside of being a quote-unquote influencer. Because I did watch the Kevin Samuels interview.
Yeah.
And he asked her, well, what would you call yourself? What do you do? And she said, an influencer.
Right.
So if she doesn't have anything else, you know, to kind of, you know, hang her hat on, I don't know if she would ever consider getting rid of social media if that's her bread and butter.
Yeah, I think it's, listen, I agree with you. I think it's over for her. And I was never really convinced until I talked to you, because a public apology, number 1, be realistic, and rehab her image. Those are 3 things I think she could do if she put her mind to it. I have seen nothing from her that would indicate that she's interested in doing any of these things. So once again, she wants the result.
No.
She wants the result without having to do the work to get the result. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah. You know, I actually really enjoyed that conversation that she had with Kevin. I mean, I felt like it was really civil.
Yep.
And one thing I will give her credit for is that she's probably too honest.
Yeah, man.
The pendulum just swung in just the extreme direction, because you don't have to, you know, put your past sexual, you know, rendezvous on blast.
Right.
But she is. I mean, you can't say that she's, you know, not forthcoming with information. But yeah, I think it's kind of done.
Okay. Well, Amani, I appreciate you being a good sport. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Donovan. You take care.
Thank you. Yeah, listen, Amani made some good points, and I think it's over for her. I do. Listen, don't get me wrong. You can certainly make a case. You could certainly make a case for her for it not being over. But again, just looking at the list, make a public apology, be realistic, and maybe rehab her image. That is something that those 3 things I don't think she's interested in doing. At least not yet. And by the time she's actually interested in doing these things, it's going to be way too late for her. All right, let us go to Mark in Miami. Mark in Miami. Is it over for Brittany Renner? Yes or no, and why?
Hey, Donovan, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Yeah, okay. Now it's over. Yes, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
As far as having a long-term relationship, and you could forget about marriage. And no, it's not. Yeah, and no, it's not over, because she's going to survive in a financial sense. Because you got to understand, Donovan, she is a thought. Let us not forget. Okay.
Yes, we're not gonna forget. Trust me.
Yeah, she's a thought. A thought. You got to see previous videos on the IG. This woman is so cold-blooded.
Yep.
That when Kevin was like having a conversation with her, if you saw her posture, the way she sat, looking at Kevin right in the eye, it was like she didn't care. You're talking to a wall.
Yep.
And no, Donovan, hear me now. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I really got so aggravated because she was trying to play all innocent and try to finesse Kevin and don't get me wrong. I wish and I'm gonna keep it a buck again. I wish Kevin was gonna go hard and soft on her like he did with the other females on video. But man, I got so aggravated, Donovan. You had no idea the way she was so passive aggressive when she told him, "Oh, your mother is married when she's 50."
Right.
And what about you? Yeah. And oh man, and Kevin just sat back, and I was my blood was so boiling, Donovan.
You're feeling some type of way. You're feeling some type of way, right?
It was no. She's a masculine, feminine woman.
Yeah.
At first, remember her conflict with DJ Academic.
Oh
she
God,
was like,
yes.
Oh well, I don't like it with and
not the same with Kevin now.
Yeah, and then when she sat down with Kevin, and Kevin, I'm so innocent and sweet, and you gotta understand that and it was like I just couldn't take it anymore, Donovan.
Wow.
And I said, thoughts are cold-blooded.
Yes.
As far as her finance, there's going to be a simp on every corner. She's going to have an OnlyFans.
Okay.
And let's say OnlyFans shut down. I know she's not going to work at Subway, of course.
No.
But she's going to. I'm not going to be surprised if she becomes an escort. I'm not going to be surprised.
I love it.
But don't even think for one second, a guy is going to wipe up a hoe. No. I mean, for Kevin to ask her, "Oh, what are you going to do in 5 years?" Well, I don't know what I'm going to do for 5 years.
She ain't thought about
it. She was, and she was so calculated. No, Donovan, if you observe the passive aggressiveness this woman had, but she was trying to be all innocent and all nice and all sweet and tone, and I got to suit myself up for the next high value man to take me in. Remember, she said stepdaddy season. I'm looking for a stepdaddy.
She said it.
And then, and then she's hoping the high value. She's thinking the high value man, which is the CEO, the lawyer, is going to come after her. I said, no way. The only, unless if there's an athlete, NBA, or actor, I say to her, you're nothing but a side piece. And get. I slap that little innocent, sweet, innocent face off your mouth because no. But Donovan, that's all I got to say. Thank you very much.
Hey, look, check it out. I got to give you a Don DeMarco for that one, man. Mark in Miami laying it down, man. Listen, Mark in Miami, he convinced me. He's convinced me, man. Mark in Miami convinced me. There is no hope for Brittany Renner. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I think what I might do, I'm going to get a hold of Myron today, and I'm going to get him to, reach out to, I'm going to get him to reach out to act for me, to give me permission to break down his Brittany Renner interview. And listen, Mark in Miami, he said he felt some type of way. I understand it. But, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't have felt some type of way. I've known Kevin for years. He's one of my best friends. We don't talk as much as we used to, obviously, because he's got all kinds of constraints on his time now. But I think, and I'm not making excuses, but Kevin understands very clearly that he can't go in on her like a DJ Academics or, let's say, a Myron Gaines, because he understands that if he does that, what he's going to understand that if he does that, then he's going to be less likely. He's going to be far less. They're going to be far less people. People are going to be far less likely to come on and do an interview with him one-on-one. They're going to be afraid. They really are. So, no. I'm going to get a hold of Myra and see if I can break down that that DJ Academics interview. Before I go to Eric from New England, let me read a couple of super chats here. Technomage B5 says Brittany Renner will have to look for and find that one guy who doesn't know her and doesn't know better to research, look her up. Outside of that, she's done. I agree. Cornelius Bellamy, $5 says many women just want 304 in peace. Let them be great. Lynn with the $2 super chat says she should try to get back with PJ. That is her only chance. That is her only chance, man. That's her only chance. Her only chance is for her to get back with PJ. She's not going to do that. She thinks she deserves better than PJ. That's just how it is. All right, last call of the day. Let's go to Eric from New England. Eric from New England. Is Brittany Renner, is it over for Brittany Renner? Yes or no, and why?
It's been over for her. Can you hear me good?
I got you, man. Yep.
It is really over, and the reason why it's over, because when a woman that's age gap between a male that's 5 and greater, you could tell the ceilings end for her. It marks her end.
Right.
And there are many more entertainers that, give me a second.
Take your time.
I get in the quiet space.
It's fine.
There's more. There's going to be more and more entertainers as you're seeing down the sharp that they're going to start age gap and dating younger and younger men.
Okay.
And here's the danger of this now, that why many spaces, pills, or whatever you want to call it, is now a necessity in the 21st century and in this Western world, first world nation. Because now, if men not understand, these females are now going to start engage in renegade behavior. She just come forth and create this term renegade.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell what the hell that is until she starts
renegade
out.
Right. Right.
To the point where now say, okay, so now, and we all know the definition. We Google it.
Sure.
That's saying you are no one to be stand on. So that means you are not deemed respectful, and men are going to move and treat you accordingly.
That's right.
And you cannot even blame it now. And it lets you know, said that women nature, not only is that going to change, but it's going to evolve now. That if you're a man of any age and of any economic situation, you need to move very cautiously if you're going to be around the Western world, what we call America.
Wow.
And here's the sad thing.
Okay.
A lot of brothers are writing these books now. And I know most black, as men in general, I'm not going to say it, but in general, is probably investing now that most men are going to start reading some of these books. These pickup game, whatever you want to call it. You can't escape it now.
You're right. Men are more aware of this. Listen, no, that's right. Men are more aware of what's going on than they've ever been before. You don't think college freshmen around the country are not like, yo, did you see what happened to PJ Washington? Yo, man, like Brittany, like put her hooks in him when he was at Kentucky. Yeah, I got this shorty trying to get at me now, and I'm only a sophomore. Yeah, don't fall for that shit, man, because she's gonna Brittany you.
Yeah. And here's the sad thing about this, Donovan, that she went and calculated and planned this very well.
Yes, she did.
She's now planning out her next victim. Now, if you said, what do you mean next victim? Yes, because a lot of young males, whether they have a father in the house or not, they don't know what really is out here, especially if you have potential.
That's right.
And a lot of men have been warning a lot of these young men of 18 and up that if you have real serious potential, then women are going to be flocking to you just to hope that you're going to screw up, slip up.
That's it.
And here's one thing. I listened to both the interviews.
Okay. Oh, the academics interview as well?
On both, yeah, and Mr. Samuel.
Okay.
You know, and I got a little bit more from academic, obviously, but with Mr. Samuels, I'm not going to that. But I will say this. What she has been revealing for IG is nothing new. She just sitting there watered down when she's in the public eye in front of certain people that's interviewing her.
Okay.
Just to give her the humanity of her behavior. You can't have me someone that is a savage, is a whore, is a renegade, or what you want to call her.
Right. Whatever
she is. What is. She cannot be satisfied, and she expects not to be satisfied. Her best bet is to go find another young sucker. To get knocked one more time. And that's a wrap. And trust me, she will do it. She will do it.
I'm telling you, man.
Because a lot of men today have not understand and learned about this woman nature, or what I call womanese nature. They're here to get some form back, rather is the alimony,
That's right, or the child support.
Which really, to be honest with you, child support it's garbage now. So if you're not able to get some man to make you yours official, the second best thing is a little child support check, which we know she's making a good amount.
Yes,
That's
she is.
why she never want to get the details how much she's getting. We all know you're getting enough.
Of course,
when you plan next strategy. Now, remember, there was a video of one chick said the amount of dudes that she has sex with and the amount she has, this is how much she get in child support, and she adds it up. So it's in favor, just like most of these women that say, maybe if I'm going to mess with these celebrities, artists, entertainers, athletes, I'm going to get this bag.
That's
easier,
right.
Because license don't know, they have no discipline. They don't understand that we're here to get something out of you. And I'm hoping that Lana Ball doesn't get caught with this. Because one time he was messing around with an older woman. And they're not paying attention.
Man, oh man, yeah, you gotta watch it. No, you're 100% right, man. And LaMelo Ball, I think he's gonna win the rookie of the year this year. But thanks for the call. Thanks for the call, Eric. Listen, Eric's right. Eric's right, man. There's gonna be some sucker. There's gonna be some sucker out there that's gonna give this bitch a run. I mean, there's a sucker born every minute. Same with the simp, man. Same with the simp. There's a simp born every minute. That's just how this is, man. And she's probably planning it out right now. Yep. Street Fighter 88 says, yeah, that's why she went to Jackson State. Yeah, Deion Sanders is the head coach of the Jackson State University football team. He invited her to speak to the football team. I don't know why he did that. Maybe Deion was trying to smash. Maybe he was trying to smash. But yeah. Yep. Oh, so I'm okay. So I'm a year behind. So he already won the Rookie of the Year last year. That's right. Yeah, LaMelo is the best of the balls for sure. So on Wednesday's show, I can't guarantee it, but on Wednesday's show, I'm gonna try to break down the DJ Academics interview. But I need to get because Myron and Ack are they're good friends, and so I'm fairly certain I could probably get permission from Ack to break it down. I'd love to meet him, man, because that dude is as crazy as I am. Like, I can't be as crazy as him because I don't have his kind of money, but once I have fuck you money, then I might get as crazy as Ack. That nigga's crazy. Black Lemur 2009 says he invited the campus predator. Hang on a second. Yep. Yes, he did. And she had that post that said, hide your sons. Like, bitch, that's not funny. That's not funny at all. That is not funny at all, man. Fantastic show. As always, gentlemen. Fantastic show. My thanks to all of my super chatters, all of my callers. Dude, all of the callers, you guys were all fantastic. If I can get permission to do the Ack interview, then I most certainly will. And so I'm looking forward to that. I'll be starting back up my the Too Hot to Handle breakdown. Is going to be tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 Eastern. I'm going to do them Monday through Friday at 2:30 in the afternoon. From 2:30 in the afternoon, that will lead into the 4 o'clock show on Wednesdays and Fridays as well. So be sure to tune in for that. That is going to do it for this, the 805th edition of TSR Live. Again, my thanks to all of my super chatters, all of my callers. You guys are the reason why I do what I do. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.